Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Wednesday, August 16th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 96. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio at 8 a.m. for a full hour of flustering. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome in. OTB, Wednesday, August 16, 2023. And verily, doth my senses betray, or dost thou detect a scoonch, a fall in the air? Jake, a nice, cool breeze, a crisp on the skin, if you will, when you walked outside your homestead today.
Most of the time when you say this, I say, T-Bob, you are reaching. But today, I've got on like a little reverse mullet, a sweatshirt and shorts. And when I got out of the car today, my legs a little chilly.
Yeah, I felt it on my epidermis.
My epidermis.
On me forearms. A scoonch of fall. The official first scoonch is here.
Yeah, I mean, the first time we've even whispered scoonch.
Now, as I've been very clear about in the past, this does not mean that fall is around the corner. Like the groundhog, the scoonch can be a fickle mistress when it comes to predicting the future, but it is a constant reminder that better times are on the way. We just have to see it through the rest of, whatever hellish twists and turns are left in this very hot summer. Eventually, relief will come. If you're lucky enough to have been outside today before the sun came up, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't speak to once the sun comes up, but it was, again, you felt an actual cold might be an exaggeration. You felt an actual cool.
Yeah, cool.
It was almost as if someone was lightly grazing your forearms with their fingertips.
Yeah.
Of coolness.
Yeah, it didn't grab you.
No.
There was no petting.
No.
It was just grazing.
Just a graze.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I mean, who doesn't love when you're maybe
Somebody
watching
that
a movie?
is accepting of the graze as well.
Do you love that? I used to love that. Watching a movie, somebody just kind of fingertipping your forearm a little bit. It's a light little.
I don't know what kind of movies you're watching with their fingertip and arms, but
I mean, I'm just saying, it feels very good.
I don't know.
It's on the edge of being ticklish, but not quite.
I don't remember seeing that in like You've Got Mail or something.
You want me to fingertip your arm right now?
I got a sweatshirt.
Yeah, that's true. You got sleeves on.
Otherwise, maybe.
All right, we're gonna have a fun show today. I somewhere recently, I don't think it dropped today, Jake, but generally I celebrate the day that it drops. But we have a brand new athletic quarterbacks tier list. It is theathletic.com. Remember, this is
you love a good athletic tier list.
Well, the reason why is because I don't think
slander. I'm saying I do enjoy it.
I do. But again, I want people to understand the reason why is because I think it's the most well-sourced tier list you can have. Whereas, look, my opinions are that of a court jester. You know, I can believe in making them right, but at the end of the day, I'm just an entertainer trying to get you to listen through crude jokes and just so you can ignore the problems of your day and maybe have some laughs in the morning.
Like fingertip and arms?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The athletic tier list is voted on by 50 high-ranking NFL members. This includes, let me just get the bona fides here, So it's 8 GMs this year. So 8 GMs, 10 head coaches, 15 coordinators, 4 quarterback coaches, 10 executives, 3 analytics guys. Okay, so we were talking about those are all uber legitimate people within the NFL who have to make or lose their living based off on how they evaluate this position. And so once again, we'll dive into the results. We'll look at where Derek Carr lands, who's actually tier 1, that top 5, conversations that we've had here recently. Some will surprise you, much will not, but all of it is interesting in my opinion. Before we get to that, I want to offer a quick update on the Tui story, in an effort of giving everybody their fair shake in the public eye. The Tui's attorney, Martin Singer, has issued a statement on behalf of Tui's. Of course, we're talking about the blindside story. If you missed it, conservatorship, everything else. You can go read up on it if you want. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it here. But Martin Singer issued a statement that called Oher's claims outlandish, saying, quote, "The idea the family ever sought to profit off of Mr. Oher is not only offensive, it's transparently ridiculous. In reality, the Tui's opened their home to Mr. Oher, offered him structure, support, and most of all, unconditional love. They've consistently treated him like a son and one of their 3 children. His response was to threaten them, including saying that he would plant a negative story about them in the press unless they paid him $15 million. Singer's statement said Oher, quote, has actually attempted to run this place several times before, but it seems that numerous other lawyers stopped representing him once they saw the evidence and learned the truth. Sadly, Mr. Oher has finally found a willing enabler and filed this ludicrous lawsuit as a cynical attempt to drum up attention in the middle of his latest book tour." Sheesh. So if you thought that there was any goodwill left, doesn't look like it.
No.
Again, my interpretation of this is still that this will end up being less of a story about financial restitution and more of one of emotional betrayal. And for the Tui's, while this is a strongly worded defense, the question you still got to answer is, why did you do a conservatorship instead of adoption? And then why did you pass it off as adoption for years and years and years? Until that's answered, I don't think many people are going to come over to their side. But that is the latest. They also did say they won't fight. Now we'll see if they actually do this, but they said they won't fight the dissolution of the conservatorship.
Right.
So,
yeah, it feels like a story with a lot of branches.
Yeah.
A lot of different forks in the road. It feels like it's now, hearing that, it feels like it's going to go back and forth. A lot of he said, she said type situation. I don't know. It feels like that. I know that we listened to SJ, the son, yesterday, a little bit before the show, and he kind of differs from the mom and dad. Would you agree with that?
Well,
a bit.
Yeah, he definitely didn't come out as strongly as the mom and dad did. He kind of wrapped his message up in a bit more love. He did reference that Atlantic article, which I believe they really believe is going to vindicate them financially in terms of the movie made off of Blind Side. But what it still doesn't explain, for the Tui's, what doesn't matter is how much money you made off it. Yeah. It's, again, why did you do the conservatorship? Why did you have CAA negotiate your movie deal and then get a family friend who was a lawyer to negotiate his? Mm-hmm. And him get nothing from it. So, those are the questions we have to see answered still. But, and for what it's worth, Oher's lawyer came back and said, look, we will let the facts rule this case in court.
Yeah. What?
So saying he's willing to bring this to the courtroom to Judge Judy.
Is she still judging?
Feels
like it.
So
I think it's a different name of the show, but yeah.
Okay, good.
My wife loves it. She watches it.
What?
Oh yeah, she's it's called something
Yeah,
different now. It's like Judy Court or something.
Okay,
something
well, they
like that.
really went out on a limb on that name.
Yeah,
Judy
I feel
Court.
like it could have been like judicial.
That may not be it, but it's something like that.
Adjudicator.
Was the first time, and I know Oher is there's been some he didn't like the portrayal, they didn't like the portrayal. I know there's been whispers over the years since the movie came out.
I don't think they've ever said they didn't like the portrayal. I think the son said he maybe didn't like how he was portrayed as
that
a
part
6-year-old.
of it. Yeah. Was the first time that we saw or heard about this was I know he's doing a book tour right now. I think he was on with Darnoka on Sirius SEC Radio. Was that where all this came from?
No, I found articles when I was looking up the past claims that he's made.
Okay, so it's not just one
I
bombshell.
found articles through the years
Right.
where he slowly but surely has revealed what the complicated emotions he had towards a film. And yes, in his book, which I think came out a couple years ago, maybe I can't remember when it came out, but in his book tour, because that's what he really opens up about in the book, that is to where he's done the majority of. But you've seen, if you read past articles, you've seen kind of the slow turn that this has all taken over time. I had the feeling you wanted to say something.
That's
Judy
the name of the
Justice.
show.
Okay, that's a
That's
pretty good
right.
name, actually. I would go Justice Judy, but that's fine. Or no, Judy Justice, because she's just, okay, either one works, actually. I don't care. I don't know. So whatever. We'll see
Judy
where
Justice
his case.
sounds like a name that's been used before.
Where?
At a place where you go later at night. Typically.
You would need.
Varsity Blues stayed there all night and walked out during the day.
Oh yeah. Let's welcome Miss Judy Justice to the stage for all you bad boys. Get ready, because you're in trouble.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The robe.
I feel you, dude.
It's like it writes itself.
Anything to add on the Orr story, Taylor? I think you looked like you wanted to crack your mic.
Oh, no.
You
I'm
sound like
good.
you
It's
wanted
just
to say something either or.
Yes.
Oh,
Now we're cooking.
no. It was about something different.
Okay. Do you want to mention what it was? Okay, no, you good. Okay, cool. Let's go to break. When we get back, let's do a little athletic quarterback tier list. Where does Derek Carr check in? Who's actually tier 1 according to some of the top minds in the NFL? All of this and more coming up next here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Community Steel Company, new sponsor here on OTB. Shout out Brandon Golson. Still haven't got to confirm if he's good at soccer or not. I know that we talked about it. But I do know that he's great at getting you all of the steel parts that you need, because they're all built right here in Gonzales in their giant shop. If you're a contractor, you need steel buildings, you need beams, whatever you need. And it's not just business. There's a personal use as well. Hit up Community Steel Company. Call them. They actually have a live boots on the team.
They do, and local means local, extremely local. They can help you out. Ascension, Baton Rouge, St. James, Assumption, the locals, right? That's who they're here to serve. So give them a call today. As T-Bob said, you're not calling just to get an answering machine or an answering service. You're calling to get someone that is local. 225-647-2020.
15,000 square feet in that building to get you what you need. 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has $8,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks, along with Bayou Ford's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. It's a What If Wednesday, and we'll chat with J.D. Pickell of On 3 Sports on college football. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Rest in peace. Jake, what happened on this day in 1977?
Elvis Aaron Presley passed away.
Damn. How many years ago is that now?
Long time.
36?
Nope, 46.
Way off.
Whew. I mean, not that much. Literally a digit off.
Whole decade.
A unit. Yeah, 10. But 10's just one number.
Sometimes I hear 70s and I think 30 years ago. Not going to lie. My brain goes there.
The way my math works, I always go, so something happened in 77.
Yeah.
All right, I immediately round up to 80.
Yeah.
All right, I know that's 20.
Yeah.
Get into the 2000. All right, and then what are we in right now?
20.
23. 43, let's add the 3 we forgot about.
Yeah.
46.
That makes sense. Yeah. It all checks out.
That's some good math there.
That math, most of the time, maths.
What was it? I saw something on Instagram that kind of blew my mind today. Us. Oh, God. I can't even utter it out loud, Jake. Me and you talking about the 90s is akin to people talking about the 60s in the 90s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Chew
wow.
on that.
So
Chew
like,
on that for a second. When we talk about the 90s and Little Black Backpack, we might as well be talking about, I don't know, what, poodle skirts and free love. Like, I don't know. What was the 60s about? Like, it's...
Greasers.
Yeah.
Diners.
It's
cigarettes rolled up in the sleeve. Saying curse words.
I guess that's the 80s. Because that all feels very 50s. I know. It's not, I don't know.
I don't really
like
know.
any
60s.
part of that.
We didn't have greasers in the 60s?
Probably did. No, I think 50s, 60s is crossover, right?
The Outsiders, that's it. Wasn't that the name of them?
Yeah.
Their gang, their group?
Yeah.
You didn't read The Outsiders?
Greasers versus
No,
Soch.
can't say I did.
You didn't have to read The Outsiders?
Yeah, I had to read it in
Everybody
eighth
I've
grade.
ever known had to read
Wait,
The Outsiders.
eighth grade.
You
were
somehow
sixth grade, I
managed
think.
to avoid the movie with like one of the most all-star casts of all time.
I mean, all-star.
It's got like a young Matthew Dillon, Tom Cruise,
Patrick Swayze,
Emilio Estevez.
Yep.
Rob Lowe's in it.
Rob Lowe is in it.
I feel
Like
there's
so
one
many
more.
people's career took off because of that movie.
Yeah.
Also, I saw
Daniel's son from Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Stay golden, Pony Boy. Never forget.
Ralph Macchio, that's it.
Charlie Sheen says Jesse McCormick.
Oh yeah, Charlie Sheen is in it. Yeah.
This is right up there.
No, we're
with-
not talking about Red Dawn. Although a lot of those same people are in that movie.
I think Sean Astin's in Red Dawn, isn't he?
No.
Samwise? No.
No.
All right. It's out
Toy
of Sam
Soldier.
Gamgee anyway. Oh, okay. And then
Oh, Diane Lane in Outsiders too. No, not Diane Lane. Yeah, Diane Lane.
Devin Steve says the guy from the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, that's Emilio. Emilio, and then yeah,
Him and Charlie Sheen are brothers.
I also saw a Miami Vice post. Maybe we'll play it sometime today. But a post for about how many actors ended up on episodes of Miami Vice, and it'll blow your mind as well. All right, let's get into it though.
Whoa! Did you go to Don Juan last night?
The Athletic quarterback tier list, 10th edition of the tier list. As I said, 50 NFL coaches. The exact breakdown is 8 GMs, 10 head coaches, 15 coordinators, 4 QB coaches, 10 executives, 3 analytics guys all came together, and they voted on 30 quarterbacks. You vote tiers 1 through 5, and then the math is tabulated, and you see where everybody lands. Tier 1 is defined as can carry his team each week. The team wins because of him, no holes in his game. Tier 2 can be defined as can carry his team sometimes, but not as consistently, has a hole or two in his game. Tier 3, legit starter, but needs heavier run game and or defensive component to win. Lower volume drop back passing offense suits him best. And Tier 4 is an unproven player or a veteran who ideally you would not want to be starting the entire year for you. All right, and these are ranked in terms of overall score. So the guy who is first in Tier 2 actually, scored higher than the guy who is behind him.
Yeah.
So it's not just a general tier. So this is from first to worst. And, well, who do we think's number 1 overall?
I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes.
Correct. He is unanimous Tier 1 for the 3rd time in 4 years. In fact, over that time, Jake, that's 200 total ballots that would have been cast. Only one person did not put him in Tier 1. Which, what an idiot. So out of the last 4 years, he's at 199 out of 200 Tier 1 votes, which if you're that one person, you're dumb. Like the math says that you're dumb.
Look in the mirror, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
you. So Pat Mahomes number 1, obviously, it kind of speaks for itself. Joe Burrow checking in at number 2 overall. The NFL hive mind thinking that he's the second best quarterback in the league. He had 1 Tier 2 vote. It was an NFL executive that gave it to him. And it's because he said he just takes too many sacks. Now, it's a weird explanation because he said that within that, he said it's one of his greatest strengths because hold on to the ball and he has toughness.
Yeah.
But that he takes too many sacks. So,
well, he also had the bomb
you're
squad for the first at least 2 seasons. I would say last year they got it where it was better, but it was certainly not fixed. But he does take a lot of sacks. But I don't feel like it's because of his quarterback mechanics.
No, and
as much as it is who's blocking for him.
Everything about him goes back to what we all know. A lot of it was intangible based, right? Who has the lowest blood pressure in the 4th quarter, blah, 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 blah. All the stuff that we all saw firsthand here. Number 3 on this list, also in tier list, Josh Allen. Now, 2 defensive coordinators were among the 6 voters who put him in tier 2, saying, quote, I'm not sure he can win you a game as a drop back passer consistently, which is part of the tier 1 description. I think Allen, Lamar, and Jalen all fit in that high tier 2 category. The running is a weapon, but if you're down 2 scores or 10 points, you might have an issue. Jake, you were kind of touching on this the other day. Now, hold on. So this is something that if Allen wants to challenge for the overall throne with Mahomes and Burrow, this is something that he'd have to maybe work on. But still pretty impressive for Allen coming in at number 3 overall here.
Yeah, a lot of people have him there. Some people have him as 2. I don't quite have him there. I would have him as the first quarterback probably in tier 2. I think I'd keep the next guy that we're going to say in here. And again, that doesn't mean that you're a bad quarterback. You laid out what these tiers mean, and it's a good point by this defensive coordinator. If I played against Josh Allen, he has a big arm, but I would have my edge rushers rush up the field. And if you have someone like a Harold Perkins in college, like we saw in the Arkansas game, right?
Yeah.
You're following him wherever he goes, and you make the play whenever he leaves the pocket. I would try to do that. Now, not everybody has a Harold Perkins, but you'll see more of those guys in the NFL than you will in college football. So that would be the way that I would try to attack him. And then if he beats you, you tip your cap and you move on.
So Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, 1, 2, 3. No big surprises there. Aaron Rodgers checking in at number 4. He got 9 tier 2 votes out of the 50. Basically, though, with Rodgers, it's just a question of, some people think he's too old and others don't. And for Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's too old. It looks like he's kind of re-inspired. I haven't watched episode 2 yet of Hard Knocks, but it looks like he's kind of rejuiced in New York, and he has a really good team, but we'll see. And then the final quarterback.
Rejuvenated, if you will.
Yes, he is Rejuvamede. RejuveMedical.com. Go there today. Restore me, refuel me. Rejuvame. Is that a floater? Should we?
No, but that was nice. That was well done.
And then fifth and final on the tier 1 list, Jake, your boy, Justin Herbert, coming in. Not hard to guess what the votes and opinions were about him.
Yeah.
He's an absolute monster. One person called him a more athletic Deshaun Watson. Toughness, playing through the rib cartilage and everything last year. But the 27-0 blown playoff lead just really, really seemed to ding him.
As it should. It should. It doesn't all fall on you. Like if you go back and you watch the tape, but when you're the quarterback, you're the franchise quarterback, it's going to fall on you.
Yeah.
We know how that game works. And so when you have that lead, you got to go make a play. You got to go lead them down the field one series. That's what you're looking for with Herbert. You're looking for that next step because you do, like the physical tools, like you love them. And then you do love the toughness that he showed with his rib. I was like, well, he's out for a while.
Yeah.
And he comes right back. So, he was throwing the ball left-handed in that game when he hurt his rib. Remember, he hurt it, and he put it in his left hand and tried to shovel pass it, okay? So all of those things you love, but you got to take the next step. You got to beat Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, like this article says. And look, Mahomes is in your division. So you play him twice a year. You have the opportunities, but you got to go out there and show it.
Yeah, and I'm not even looking for playoff wins necessarily from Herbert right away, even though, that's the quickest way to get there. But to me, when you think about Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, those teams are making the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what Herbert needs to get to, where you just know the team is going to be there and then figure out what to do once
and you've got weapons. Now they got to stay healthy, but you've got Williams and Allen and Johnston now on the outside.
Yeah,
that's three first round receivers, and then you have Austin Eckler, who is a jack of all trades, back. He can do everything, okay? You got to take full advantage of who they drafted you another first-round receiver. So there's no excuses. You have the weapons.
So that's tier 1, okay? And I think we pretty much, is that the tier 1 that we landed on the other day? I feel like it is.
Yeah, well, we were kind of flip-flopping Hurts and Herbert.
But those are the 5.
Yeah.
That
was the 5.
Look at us. Are we NFL executives, guys? If you want to hate on us for our science on Fridays, I think that actually checks out. That's a pretty good feather in our cap. Tier 2. So this is Kincari's team, sometimes but not as consistently. Has a hole or two in his game. Jalen Hurts leads the way, right on the edge of tier 1. Mm-hmm. Obviously, with Hurts, it's just, can he continue to do it? Can he do it when he has more resources, more of the pie, and maybe some of the team is lesser around him than it was last year? That's going to be, I will always bet on Jalen Hurts, but a riser in this category, right on the edge of tier 1.
I'm a huge fan of Jalen Hurts on and off the field. I think he is a quarterback that knows exactly who he is. I think he knows his identity, which is important. He's not trying to play outside of his body. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have the skill set to play at an elite level. He does. But he knows exactly what he can do, what he should be doing, I should say. And now, look, Shane Steichen's now the head coach for the Colts. A lot of people wondering, can he do it without that coordinator? I believe that he can.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'd have him tier 1. I would have him tier 1. I think if you're going to have Herbert in there, you got to have Hurts in there. He feels like if he does it one more year, T-Bob, that's what, like you're saying, he's got to do it for one more year. He's got to do it without Shane Steichen. He's got to go out there and put 2 straight years together of what he did a year ago. It doesn't even have to get to the level maybe that it got to last year, but it's got to be pretty close.
Yeah. And I think, so something that was cited in the piece is we don't really know, kind of the same way that you were talking about Josh Allen having to pass you back into a game. Can Jalen Hurts 2-minute drill you? We would have gotten a seat in the Super Bowl last year if not for the pass interference call, but whatever. And remember, this is not opinion tiers where it's it is because people are ranking them, but at the end of the day, all they're doing is adding up the votes, and then the math puts you in one of these tiers. So Hurts right in the edge tier 2. Lamar Jackson coming in after Hurts at 6th in the league. So even though I feel like publicly, I see you shaking your head, Taylor, the general public seems very down Lamar. The NFL heads, not so much, basically saying, look, when he plays, they win. As much great as Greg Roman was for him and teaching him how to play on this level, they kind of stalled in this sort of college-like offense. And a lot of people thinking Todd Monken is going to have a ton of success.
Oof.
with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Monk and Lamar Jackson together feels like that's going to be a level up of what it was a year ago.
Trevor Lawrence coming in right after Jackson, so he rockets up. Shout out Trevor Lawrence. The only thing I got to say here is this is the dumbest stat I think I've found about the NFL from last season. The Jaguars were 3-2 last year in games that they trailed by at least 17. The rest of the league was 7-74-1, and they had a winning. If you got up by 17 against the Jags, you lost more often than you won.
Right. I don't feel as bad now that the Chargers were up 27-0. Okay,
they had them right where they wanted it.
Yeah, the Jags knew exactly what they were doing. I will say this about Trevor Lawrence: he's got the talent. He had maybe the worst NFL head coach of all time in Urban Meyer in his first year.
Yeah.
And he didn't allow that to derail his career.
Yep.
It didn't define who he was going to be. He gets, in my opinion, one of the top 5 offensive coaches in football, Doug Peterson, to be his head coach. And that it doesn't even look related to who year one was. And he looks like he is heading down the path of the guy that we thought he was going to be since he started his career at Clemson. Doug Peterson is a stud. He can get quarterbacks to be at their peak. I mean, he won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles playing quarterback when he started as a backup. I mean, I still can't believe he was out there and was available, and teams were like, "Oh yeah, Doug, we'll bring him in for an interview," including the Saints. And then Jacksonville's like, "No, he'll be our head coach. That's fine."
I think him more than anybody else on this list, he's kind of the most intriguing to watch the next 2 to 3 years because the guy has weapons galore now. I mean, Christian Kirk had 1,000 yards last year. Zay Jones was close.
Too, so
Calvin Ridley's coming over there. You got ETN. You just signed Tank Bigsby. You mentioned Doug Peterson. I mean, we're going to see in 2 or 3 years if Trevor Lawrence doesn't rise up this list a pretty good bit.
Also with Lawrence, remember, he did this all late last year. He was okay at the beginning of last year, and then after the bye week, he went off. Dak Prescott checking in at 9, Taylor. How about that? They're calling him kind of the proverbial tier 2 quarterback, like low tier 2, high tier 3. Don't see his ceiling as much above that, but the Cowboys have won, and he's put up numbers. They just haven't won in the playoffs, 2-4. Matt Stafford coming in at 10. So, again, another guy like Lamar, who I think is the general public's kind of out on, but the NFL heads still giving him respect. Deshaun Watson, 11. Kirk Cousins closing out tier 2 at 12, breaking through.
Let's go, baby.
Into tier 2. When we get back, let's find out where Derek Carr falls on this list. Look at the other guys, and maybe even talk a little nuss later on this hour as well. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com for whatever your vehicular needs are, man. Join me in the minivan gang, the MVG, where, I mean, you haven't lived the high life until you've experienced sliding doors in a tight parking lot. Laugh.
Carpool.
At those around you. That's what I'm saying. Laugh at those around you as they struggle to fit and get car seats in and do all this stuff when you have like 17 different buttons that can open every single door in your vehicle, okay? That Toyota Sienna will change your life. Put some truck nuts on it if you want to manly it up a little bit. That'd be fun. Somebody did truck nuts on the Sienna. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
I don't know how I can follow that up, but you can do that if you want to. You can also customize that vehicle on the website, do whatever you want, add whatever you want, take away whatever you want, and you can do it at allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Staples has big savings on everything you need for back to school or stocking up the office. Save on signs, banners, and posters from Staples Print and Marketing Services. Save on everything you need for travel, like luggage, tech, and travel-size personal items. Plus, save on all your school essentials, from notebooks to markers. Now at Staples, you can save even more with $20 back in rewards on your in-store purchase of $50 or more. Get everything for the office and the classroom for less at Staples. Ends 8/19. Redeemable in-store only. Rewards members only.
After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly meets with reporters after practice. We'll let you hear what the head coach has to say, and we'll get you an update from Saints camp. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's been so long, but now you're here to stay. And I wonder if you know what it means to find your dreams come true.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Damn. I cannot stop listening to this song. Shout out Lavi Seafree. I know I'm probably butchering his name. Really good, though. Can't stop listening to him. I don't really know when he was famous. Chad would probably know. You think the 70s, 80s? If you know. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Let's get to some of these comments. Meal saying Deshaun Watson in Tier 2 feels like he's living off shares from 2 years ago.
Just said that exact thing during the break.
Yeah. Give us your blind pitch here, Taylor.
Because think about it, T-Bob. Like if I gave you a name, if I gave you the resume of a guy and didn't give you a name, and I said he had a pretty good rookie season, 2 really good years with a franchise he's not even at anymore, and his last good season was about 3 years ago and struggled with his new team, where would you rank the guy?
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. It's an interesting thought exercise. Maybe a little disingenuous given that, one of those years he didn't play. But then again, I'm not really inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt for any reason. So, no, I feel that. But it is interesting because in those 2 good years, he was, I think, 3 years in a row ranked Tier 1.
No, he was a talented player
list.
for sure. He still is, but...
And so they're thinking that I guess he'll potentially get back there. But, I mean, yeah, both him and Stafford, it's a big year for them, I think, to prove if they actually still belong in Tier 2. Look at JB. Says Scooncha Fall in Mississippi. I know, bro. It's everywhere.
I feel like we just, Kirk Cousins, go to break.
Yeah, we did. Tier 2. Hell yeah, dude. We like Kirko chains now.
Do we?
I
do.
We show a lot of love to Kirk Cousins on the show.
Well, I think it's because
on this show we do.
There was, at the time, 3 people that said they would take Jameis Winston over Kirk Cousins.
I will still take Jameis Winston.
And I was sitting here
that's honestly
having
terrible.
to fight the good fight and just getting
I will still take Jameis. I will still take Jameis to this day over Kirk.
Why?
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we all like Jameis. That doesn't mean you would take him as your quarterback over Kirk Cousins.
It seemed like he maybe had a higher ceiling at the time. Kirk is better and infinitely more consistent.
And I think that's what makes me so mad. And not because you said that, because that is the general thought. His ceiling's higher. It doesn't matter if your ass never gets to the top and gets to that ceiling.
But, Jake, to that point, is Jameis' ceiling higher? Everybody's like, he threw for 5,000 yards because he threw the ball a lot.
That's not what they're basing it on. They're basing it off
He'd have thrown for 9,000 if he wouldn't have thrown it to the other team half the time.
2021, 14 touchdowns, 3 picks. The Saints were 5-2. It's not just based
14 touchdowns, 3 picks.
Real ones.
That's good. Why are you saying it like
it's
not?
good? 2 years ago, Kirk Cousins, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks.
You're not going to talk Mario into Kirk Cousins.
The pacing of that is essentially the same.
Dude, we were wrong.
14-3 is not the same as 33 and 7.
No, that's what I said. The pacing is essentially the same.
But that's projecting. It also could be a game where you throw 4 picks.
Look, man, we were wrong.
Yeah,
I'm just explaining.
or 4 touchdowns.
I'm just explaining where we were coming from.
No, I was not wrong. Jameis Winston was put in a bad position to succeed by Pete Carmichael's boring-ass offense and then not give him another choice because you have a defensive head coach who wants to start Andy Dalton. Get the hell out of here. J-Mo Dimes will have his day in court. We don't need to adjudicate this. Tier 3.
Judy.
Tier 3, yeah. Get Judy on the phone.
Judy Justice.
Who do you trust more to get to the NFC Championship, like going forward? Dak
Jameis
Prescott,
Winston.
Dak
Oh, sorry.
Prescott, or Kirk
Cousins.
Don't ask me this question.
Dak or Kirk? Golly.
They both choke in the divisional round.
I mean, they both do really crap the bed in big moments. That's the only Kirk Cousins kind of attack angle, is that, like, when he's on the biggest stage, he tends to falter.
That was Mario trying to find a way to slander Kirk Cousins.
And Dak at the same time. It's actually a beautifully formed question, Mario.
Well, the good thing is we'll actually see those quarterbacks play this year because they're starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
I'm going to go – okay, now, that was unnecessary, again, because J-Mo Dimes has accepted a subservient role because he's a great team member
I didn't say a
and a
name.
leader.
I just said they're going to be out there because they're starters.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Kirk. I'm going to go Kirk there. I have no great reasoning. Justin Jefferson over CeeDee Lamb is my reasoning. But I don't know.
That's actually pretty good reasoning.
Jordan
Addison, too.
Yeah, he had a good preseason game.
I forgot about Jordan Addison, yeah. Tier 3.
You got Hawkinson at tight end now, too, so. I mean, that's a top-tier NFL tight end, so.
Yeah.
Gunzuntai. Tier 3. Legit starter, but needs heavier run game and or defensive component to win. Lower volume dropback passing offense suits him best. Number 1 in Tier 3, Kyler Murray. Now, let me be on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that'd be 13th overall.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray. And then checking in at 14, look at our boy, DC4, Derek Carr. Quote, this is from a defensive play caller, so a D coordinator that calls plays in the NFL. Derek is in the same category as Kirk or Jared Goff, where I think people have a much worse opinion of him than coaches have. Derek is a special passer, quick release, the accuracy. He's got more mobility, and you think what holds him back is his courage in the pocket. But he can throw it, and he can be a really good decision-making, super sharp at the line of scrimmage, can see it. I am higher on him than most. So he's kind of calling into something that we've dealt with, that we've talked about with Kirk, that we've talked about with, like, maybe Jared Goff as well, where, again, the general public is lower on him probably than those kind of in the know. Here's a number that I found, though, that is pretty mind-blowing, y'all. Over the past 3 years, and this is a credit to Dennis Allen for all the crap we talk about him. Over the past 3 years, the Saints are second in the NFL in defensive EPA. We don't need to get into what EPA is. All you need to know, that is a metric that is accepted in analytical circles about, on a play-by-play basis, how successful are you, right? And so the Saints have been very good the last 3 years defensively. The Raiders over that same time, 31st. Second best to second worst. Like, understand, if Derek Carr can't do it here, then it's never going to happen because he is in an infinitely better spot than he has been with the Raiders.
Yeah, unquestioned. I mean, those stats are factual. And the Raiders, like Mario laid out a couple weeks ago, they had bad defenses. I mean, it wasn't even competitive defenses over the last couple of seasons. So, yeah, everything's there for him. And if we get the Derek Carr that we saw in the preseason where he's getting the ball out of his hands, it's extremely fast, it's to multiple receivers, that's going to be the best version. Like, the courage in the pocket stuff, some of that, I will say, for Derek Carr was because of the offensive line issues. And you got to shore that up in New Orleans because, again, you've got 4 first-rounders and a second-rounder.
Yeah.
And one of the first-rounders might not start. In fact, he's probably not going to start at left guard. So you have draft capital at that position. They've got to step up because if you give Derek Carr that clean pocket because him staying in the pocket's not his best attribute, then you get the best version of Derek Carr, which the best version of Derek Carr can get you to the playoffs and maybe beyond.
Yeah, I agree. I'll never say like something like Super Bowl, but
no,
capable of winning a playoff game.
Yes,
absolutely.
And then once you do that, who the hell knows?
Yeah. Plus, did you see the 8 plays the other day, or the 8 passes, the 12-play 80-yard drive? I mean,
85 yards. Get that man his 5 yards.
My bad. Aren't they going to go? They got the Chargers next, right? They're in LA right now.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
They're practicing, right, Mario? Practicing against the Chargers?
Joint practice.
So after Derek Carr in Tier 3, so I think this is around 14 or 15 here, you got Jared Goff, who was one of the risers here and potentially could rise into Tier 2 if he does what he did last year again. I'm really excited to see Goff this year. High on him.
Yeah, me too.
Russell Wilson used to be a consistent tier 1 guy.
I mean,
he's
lived
down.
there.
Yeah, he's
he had ownership.
Yeah.
He wasn't paying rent.
No.
Yeah, he had capital in his home. Like, he was going to sell it for twice of what it's worth. Now, he's down there. He might be in a hotel room. He ain't even renting an apartment right now.
Mr. Unlimited is firmly middle of the pack, sandwiched by Jared Goff and Tua Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa could be another guy who, if he shows, consistency in terms of health, he could rise. And the rest of tier 3 is Jimmy Garoppolo, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, who huge riser. I think he might have been tier 5.
Yeah.
Even last year.
I think we kind of clowned him and Drew Lock.
Oh, we did.
Because they were both in like the bottom tier, right?
That's what it was, yes. The Seahawks were going into the season with 2 quarterbacks and all the execs ranked bottom tier.
Yes. Geno said, no, it's actually just give me an opportunity. I can go out there and show you what I can do.
Credit to him. Justin Fields, Ryan Tannehill, and then that son of a gun, Mac Jones, barely edging his way in to tier 3. When we get back, let's close out hour 1, break down tier 4, and then move on from our athletic quarterback tier list. Coming up next here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
And I wonder if you know
the number to
what
call
it
Gordon.
means. There we go. I was going to say to get Gordon. But what it means
we're trying
is
to get there.
Get it done. 225-888-8888. That's the number that Jake was just referencing. Remember, contest going on right now. You want to design the next Gordon billboard through August 31st, you can do so. Go follow him on social media at Get Gordon for instructions on how to enter the contest. Cash prizes and, seeing your billboard designed up. All up for grabs. Get Gordon, get it done.
Any social media platform at Get Gordon is going to be the handle there. GetGordon.com, that website, where you can have a chat with them right now. So if you've got a question, a concern, they can answer that right there on the website. We do always encourage you, though, pick up the phone and give them a call. So wherever you're at in the state of Louisiana, it is your area code followed by the 8s. Give them a call today. Go online today. Follow them on social media today. A lot of different ways to get in contact with Gordon. Get Gordon and get it done over at GetGordon.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home, in Baton Rouge. I'm remembering what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985.
Tannegrove, join us for the next edition of Live at Lunch from Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Scott Rabelais, Randy McKay, and Wes Reynolds join us for the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
And I wonder if you know what it means to find your dreams. And I wonder, I've been waiting on this my whole life.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Damn. Crazy to hear old Kanye, man. This was, I think, is this from graduation? This isn't from College Dropout, right?
Oh, yeah, graduation.
Yeah, man, 07, senior high school. It's crazy. Summer. Freshman year of LSU. He just sounds so much happier, doesn't he? In this song. Somebody who finally made it. And then he got consumed by the vortex of fame and fortune and Kardashian. No, Emil, Mario did not recommend this. So I think we were on the same page. He was talking about it. All right, let's close out our quarterback tier list. Not ours. The Athletics. We mentioned tier 3, which ended barely on Mac Jones. And then you get into tier 4, which again are unproven guys or veterans who kind of suck that you wouldn't want starting for you. And so it is as follows. Brock Purdy at the top of this, which, potential to rise. A lot of people probably bet on Purdy maybe being like a tier 2 guy or maybe a high tier 3. We'll see.
Yeah, I'd have him higher.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd have him higher. Now he's coming back from injury, so we'll see. Now you got a book on who he is as a quarterback in the NFL. So, yeah, he's got to go out there. So I don't hate him being in this tier, but I do think of this group, he's got the most potential to not be in this group next year.
Kenny Pickett on this list. Pretty frisky into last year from Pickett. We'll see. Shout out to my tiny handy king. We'll always support him here on OTB. Jordan Love on this list. I still don't know anything about Jordan Love. Green Bay fans will tell you that he's going to be the guy. We'll see. Baker Mayfield, we do know about him. And unfortunately, tier 4 seems like what Baker is nowadays. Sam Howell on this list. Desmond Ridder on this list. Gardner Minshew on this list. So they didn't rank quite as many quarterbacks this year, which I found to be a bit interesting. And what I mean is that there's no tier 5s this year. That was the final quarterback, Gardner Minshew.
And no rookie.
And then they never ranked the rookies. They just
even though you're gonna have 3 rookie starters,
I know.
So that takes away 3 spots right there.
Which I wanted to talk to Matt Flynn about, but he just never responded to any of my texts.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you got ghosted.
Ghosted. Straight up ghosted.
Like didn't even say like.
I mean, today's Wednesday, right?
Go fly a kite.
Today is Wednesday.
Like nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just have to talk about it then, on our own.
Yeah, from our vast quarterback experience in the NFL.
Exactly. And I do want to talk some Nuth maybe a little bit next hour, get some LSU talk going on.
Did y'all see, I sent it in the group, I think, Saturday Down South's quarterback list in the SEC?
No.
Oh, we've got to have that.
All right, let's break it down.
Talking point at some point in the show today.
I'm down. We can open up hour 2 there if we want.
It is something.
Bad.
And, oh, my gosh, Arkansas fans, y'all really need to work on your comebacks. They are bad. They're bad. They're bad.
Champ says Anthony Richardson needs to be tier 2.
He loves Anthony Richardson.
I do too, dude.
I don't even think it's a Griff at this point.
Shaking. You shaking your head, Taylor. It's amazing how wrong you are.
What did Anthony Richardson do in Florida that makes you think he's a good quarterback?
What didn't he do?
Complete pass.
Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, August 16th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 96. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo! What's up, y'all? What's going on? Hour 2 of OTB. It's time for some flustering. Nope, it's not.
You didn't even get like a...
Granted, I didn't text him late last night.
Well, he's been here once a week for the last, let's see, I got here in 2018, 5 years.
And texted him at 4:50 this morning and then again at 6:30. I said...
he's not an early riser.
I said, I forgot to inquire as to your proclivity for some local radio today. And then I texted, what you thinking, boo? And in a classic...
He's thinking...
You get what you deserve.
I ain't coming.
I never respond. So, well, shoes on the other foot. As he just Magic Johnson me. I ain't going to be here. Maybe next week. We'll see. All right. Coming up on this hour, I do want to talk about those 3 rookie quarterbacks starting the NFL, but we've been so long in the NFL so far. Maybe we'll take a little break. We start a little Nuss talk. Then we'll get into our 2023 top 10 quarterbacks, according to Saturday Down South. First off, Garrett Nussmeier was in front of the media. I believe it was yesterday after practice. And, you could tell that he finally got the question that he had been, I think, wanting to answer, which is, Nuss, why didn't you actually, has anybody cut this up? Do we have
Let me look. I'm sure we do.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt that...
So, I can read the
3
quote.
other shows cut this.
You can read the quote, but we might as well hear from him himself if he said it. Probably should.
So while it's fine. While we're getting ready to see if we have this, it is a unique situation that you have a quarterback that has played. When he's played well.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the skill set to be a starter in 95% and maybe even higher percentage of the schools across the country. And he knows that. He had as much success as anyone against Georgia last year.
True.
And he still stayed.
True.
Not being the guy. And unless Daniels gets hurt, probably not going to play a ton. It's not going to be like the ball game where you played a ton against Purdue, which, look, I didn't even hate that. I thought that was a game plan that worked. But it is a unique situation, the fact that you have all those things that we're talking about in this year, 2023, college football, that you stay.
One win for Nuss. He did run off Walker Howard, which you can say, however one. And that's that's a win in terms of just you trying to find playing time on the football field. Here's Garrett Nussmeier though on why he decided to stay at LSU and not transfer.
I don't think it was that hard of a decision for me. This is where I want to be. My roots are in this state. This is my home, and it means something to me to represent LSU and to represent this state and these fans. And also, with my teammates and coaches, I've learned to build relationships with the new staff, and I have a lot of love for them. And also with my teammates, I wanted to finish what we started.
Yeah, he also said, it matters to me to wear this state on my jersey and have LSU on my helmet. It means something to me. I think it means a lot to a lot of the guys on the team. I was born in Lake Charles. All my family's in Lake Charles. That's my home. Being a kid who moves around so much, remember Coach's son, Louisiana was the only constant place in my life. Every time I would cross in this state, it felt like home. The reason I came back here is I wanted to play for LSU, for the state of Louisiana, and that's where I came back. I could have gone elsewhere, done things different, but it matters to me to finish what I started and to be where I want to be and be where I'm wanted. I'll do what I'm told. I'll play my role, whatever it is. If they tell me to go in, I'm ready to go in. If they tell me to compete, I'm ready to compete. Choo! Some BD from our boy, Garrett Nussmeier there. Love hearing that attitude. And then granted, look, a bit of that is, it's now much clearer with like Walker Howard gone and everything. And he's basically, I'm sure, been told that, look, after Jaden, you are the guy. Save for just somebody coming in and maybe like blowing the doors off, right? So you can say that these comments are made like with a bit of security, and that's fair. But still, it's refreshing in this modern age. And I'm never faulting anybody. I make I make decisions based off of money, right? Like I would do the exact same thing. But I'd be lying if it said it wasn't a little cool to hear somebody talk about, some of that state and school pride that meant so much to me in my life. Like that was the whole reason why I chose LSU back in the day, was for all these same reasons. I didn't grow up here, but this felt like home my entire life, and I just loved that logo and those letters, and getting to put them on was awesome. And it seems like Nuss is in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, everything that he said, that's the way you felt, it's the way I felt, it's the way that almost anybody from the state of Louisiana feels, or any tie to Louisiana. LSU is king. You don't share it like in the state of Texas and Mississippi and South Carolina and Georgia and Florida. Georgia not as much anymore, but certainly there was a day where Georgia Tech was winning natties, and they shared some of that. I mean, you go across in places, Tennessee, like wherever you go, like they've got somebody else that at least moves the needle a little bit. But in Louisiana, we all know, like LSU, no disrespect to all the other teams. I mean, you have a top 25 team in Tulane in your state, but still, like LSU has been very successful and always has the ear of every young football player in the state of Louisiana. So it's cool to hear that. And I have no doubt that Garrett Nussmeier will be ready anytime he's called upon. Would have been 20, maybe it was 2020, 21 actually, maybe 2021. And he was just pacing back and forth because Max Johnson was struggling in the game, and Nussmeier was ready to go in. And like as soon as like the coach goes over to take his headset, like to kind of like, hey, get ready, like he was already like sprinting onto the field. I mean, he has always been ready to go, and that's another great quality you have to have as a backup quarterback. Yeah. When it is your time, you got to be ready to go in, and it can't be too big. I don't know that there's a stage that would be too big for Garrett Nussmeier, just his personality.
No. One thing, like Bone Crusher, Garrett Nussmeier ain't never scared. That is something that he can definitely take with him and kind of hold up, that we all believe to be true. Now, I won't get in with Bone Crusher about the fact that ain't never scared. It's a double negative. That means that you're always scared because you understand what Bone Crusher meant. And I think Garrett Nussmeier is the same way. That is Bone Crusher, right?
I don't know. You talking about that? Hey, never scared.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was on like Madden, like 06 or something. I remember I had a banger of a soundtrack in which Bone Crusher was key, even though I think Bone Crusher's a noted Falcons fan. So sorry, bud. Yeah.
You were also at one point a noted Falcons fan.
I was my entire life.
So people can change. If you can change,
and then I realized when I switched over when I got to college,
we can change.
It's like 16 years now, I guess, that I've been cheering for the Saints.
So have you been a Falcons fan longer in your lifetime?
No. Okay. Because I didn't really become a Falcons fan.
Math ain't mathin'.
Until kind of junior high school. No, I mean, well, actually, if you just want to go from like when I shifted over, then can you be a fan of something when you're like a baby? What do you mean? Are you just saying like 1 through 18 and then 19 through 34?
I'm sure you had some Falcons onesies at one point.
Yeah, Mario. I like your headset.
No, he played for the Saints for the first 4 years of my life. So I had
all
Saints stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you're old.
You are old.
I had no, and I mean, I used to watch, like, growing up, they had all the old Saints VHSs, all the games recorded, and I used to watch all the Saints games, and that's how I learned about Cha-Ching with Seth Green and the Dome Patrol and everything else.
I love that we played a couple years ago.
I know, I really want to get Seth Green on the show. That'd be a dream, because I love Robot Chicken so much, dude.
We know you're a Saints fan through and through.
Well, no, I'm kind of not. I'm not the same way that I am an LSU fan.
My kids dabbled in the Broncos fandom because I was there for a little bit.
Well, that was the thing.
Not anymore.
As a kid, I did the same thing. I didn't really love any singular NFL team. I was like super into the Packers when they won the Super Bowl. I got very in to the Broncos before they won the Super Bowl because of the Monday Night Football Club books, which later became the jersey on Disney. But in the first book, the guy transfers into John Elway's body for the game, and I thought it was so cool. And the next thing you know, they're winning Super Bowls. So, like, yeah, I kind of ran around as a child. And then
sleazy fan. What a sleaze.
But look, guys, I'll say this. It was pretty awesome being a fan with Michael Vick as your quarterback. It was tight. He did a lot of cool stuff for a while there.
So I told you about one of my good friends who played at Alabama, played high school with me, and his dad was the deep snapper for the Falcons on a lot of like the Super Bowl team with Chris Chandler and
Yeah,
Jamal
hell yeah.
Anderson.
Dirty Bird team.
And so like he used to he'd always go to training camp and he would help out the equipment staff. And I didn't even like the Falcons, but man, I had this pair of Peerless Price shorts that had the 81 on them.
Yeah.
And they were the most comfortable shorts that I ever. And I wore those things until they basically, the washer just ripped them apart because they were worn so much. So that's as close as I can get to being a Falcons fan. But those shorts, Peerless Price, visor, elite visor game.
Peerless
I had
Price,
those.
certified dog in ESPN football, NFL 2K5, the best football game ever made, sold for $20. Also, do you remember Rod Coleman?
Yeah.
I used to, on NFL 2K5, I was a beast on the interior pass rush with Rod Coleman. Shut out. Greg Mons says, ST, how much did your dad hate the Saints when he played for the Falcons? It was never about the Saints. I think he did hate Jim Finks. That he was basically raised as a bad guy. The name was a bad guy in my family. I mean, he certainly wanted revenge, right? That's why he flew around the Superdome after he won and everything. But it was always more of the hate of a jilted lover, of one who's been exiled from their home country, right? Like, obviously, we see where all paths led him back and where he desperately wanted to be back. He never really fit in Atlanta, and thus he, ended up back in New Orleans. But yes, the hate was only out of pride and anger and the hurt. Again, that comes from being exiled from your place that you once called
And I get
home.
it. And then you find your way back.
Yeah.
You find, hey, time heals all wounds. You find your way back. And I get everything that you just said. And then you realize I spent a bulk of my adult life here with this franchise.
Yep.
They gave me my opportunity, and you're okay with it. And you start going back.
So is that how you feel with the Chargers then?
Yeah. The Broncos, I was like, man, I want to beat the you-know-what out of them. And beat them twice that year in Denver. But it's like, you retire, you realize, oh, yeah, I spent like 85% of my NFL career there. They drafted me, gave me an opportunity, and then they welcomed me back. And, yeah, it's all good.
And don't forget, one of the all-time LSU greats was my favorite player growing up, Todd McClure, who was also the center for the Falcons. He was awesome, though.
He might be like he fights the good fight, living here locally and being a Falcons fan.
Yeah.
He gets hell all the time, and a lot of time it's our ball Scorty Rush that gives it to him.
I mean, he's in the Falcons Ring of Honor. Like, are you going to come to that man about being a Falcons fan? What are we talking about, guys?
That is.
Algie Crumpler was so tight,
so
too, back
good.
in the day, dude. Oh, my God.
Dude, that was another thing, and I'm going to call out another one that works here. Like, Matt didn't, he didn't understand, like, the Chargers family. Matt, like, I played for 4.5 years for that team and lived there, and they paid me a pretty good salary to be there. And he didn't understand the fandom.
Yeah, that seems odd. I mean,
he's like, yeah, but they released you. I'm like, everybody gets released. Peyton Manning got released by the Colts. Like, almost everybody in the NFL at one point or another is going to get released. Just how it happens.
Oh, Emil saying Chad Lavallee played for the Falcons. I forgot about that, dude. I was so hyped on Lavallee.
I thought he was
going
to be
a dog.
so good.
It just never quite worked out. One of the all-time great Tigers, though. Shout out Chad Lavallee, wherever you're at, man. Thank you for an incredible 2003, dude. Just made everybody so happy that year. I will never forget watching that game.
Him and Kyle
down
Williams,
cutoff with,
young Kyle
my
Williams.
family. Yeah. Marcus Spears on the edge. Who's the other edge?
Marquise Hill.
Marquise Hill. Yep. Rip.
Ooh, that defense was salty.
Yeah, phew.
So good.
Who was the starting middle linebacker? He never gets enough
Lionel
credit. We
Turner.
talked about him recently.
Yeah, Turner.
Lionel Turner never gets enough
he was
love.
still here when I got here in 04.
Turner, a alumnus of what high school?
Walker
High School.
Okay. All right. Yeah, who else would have been? Oh, you had C. Webb and Travis Daniels.
Yeah.
You had Jack Hunt.
Yeah.
Good defense.
And Eric Alexander was another linebacker
Oh, EA
on the
was,
team, and he was really good.
Yeah, EA played, a decade in the NFL.
Allie Highsmith wasn't on the team yet, was he?
No, he came with me in 04, but he started that spring. So, actually, I think he was like a gray shirt situation. So, he might have been like on campus, but he wasn't on the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
He's somebody. You talk about players that get forgotten about. Like, anytime the number 7 conversation comes up and they start it after him, I'm like, no.
I know.
He was an All-American on a national championship team and was a game changer and made a play in the national championship that changed the game. If you want to start it somewhere, It starts with Ali Highsmith.
That was my favorite instance of neck of all time in the Superdome 2007 National Championship. After Ali Highsmith got that sack on Bettman, the whole stadium was doing it. That was pre-profanity neck.
It was pre-profanity neck.
That was awesome.
Man, I remember it. Like, I got chills. I remember that.
Hunt Palmer says LaRon Landry led that team in tackles as a true freshman. Is that true?
LaRon was such a beast.
Damn, dude.
They showed highlights of the Arizona game, I think, from like 06, and LaRon Landry had that quarterback in hell.
Oh, my God.
Whoever that was.
LaRon used to, would it have been John Parker Wilson or Brody Croyle? They all kind of started running together. Whatever Bama quarterback it was. Would have been 05. I think it was there.
Yeah.
I think it was at Bama because we played him here in 06, there in 07.
That
he wasn't here in 07.
I feel like 05 should be
Brody Croyle. Yeah. 05 was Brody. I thought he was dead. I'm not trying to be funny. I thought he has killed this man on this football field.
I thought you meant like today you thought Brody Croyle was dead because we haven't heard about him.
No, in the moment. It was one of those ones, T, like you're on the sideline getting ready for a punt return. They're going to have to go get him. Yeah. They're going to have to go get him and peel him off the field.
Did he get up?
It took him a minute.
Brody? Okay.
It took him a minute.
Shout out Brody. I'll never forget just being, joining Team Summer of 07 and you're doing 7-on-7 and LaRon was there getting ready for the NFL. And I've never seen his body look like two triangles stacked on top of each other, but the points meet in the middle. Because his shoulders were here, his waist was here, and then his legs were here. It was just he was the most jacked. And then there's, of course, the famous protein pic where he's holding the protein and his biceps look like the size of cypress trees, dude. I agree with Scott Dice. Landry does 0 steroids, period. I agree, dude. I agree. Promise.
Another Jesse Daniels was kind of that player we were talking about yesterday. What did Jesse do? Jesse covered up for LaRon so LaRon could do LaRon things.
Yeah. I was
Everybody's got to have their role.
One of my favorite safety duos at LSU as far as playing at safety. I mean, Jesse Daniels was a 3-year starter here at LSU. I mean, he anchored the defense that won the Sugar Bowl against Notre Dame in 06.
You from Bullbridge? No.
Oh, is he from Bullbridge? Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I was like, whoa, man, where are you from?
Shout out my guy John Williams. All right, when we get back, Trev Falk doesn't get talked about enough either. I agree. When we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Look, you call that number, and it's a one-stop plumbing shop. They got 24/7 emergency service. Everybody's licensed, bond insured. They got flat rate pricing. Okay, so no surprise BS at the end when it's checkout time all of a sudden. And so what this all amounts to is a place that you can trust for whatever your plumbing needs are. And it's not just repairs. If you want to remodel, maybe you want a tankless water heater. If you're a business and you have an office building and you need somebody that can cover everything in that office building, Central Plumbing can do so. So hit up our friends. They've been very long-term supporters of OTV. We love the Payne family. CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Yeah, so what they can do, they can come in and they can give you exactly what they can do for your space. So if it's at your home, new vanity, new shower, new tile, whatever. If it's at your business and you got a large space, they can come in and tell you exactly where to place everything to set it up for success. CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Bayou Ford has $8,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks, along with Bayou Ford's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. It's a What If Wednesday, and we'll chat with J.D. Pickell of On3 Sports on college football. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I got just what you need. Brand new Chris Brown, T-Pain. You heard it here first. Nappy Boy Radio. We love you.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB.
This is a banger.
So good.
Yeah, that's a banger.
Dude, prime Chris Brown. That was like my middle school days. Like I used to love that.
Bro, prime Chris Brown, like before he started acting a little different.
Yeah.
You mean before he just beat the crap out of Rihanna? Have you ever read about it? It's
I have not.
insane. It is insane to read the first-hand account of what he did.
Okay, see, before he started acting like that, which was very scumbaggish, he had some hits.
Yeah, you know, it's, you know, it happens.
Oh, man.
Do you separate the art from the artist?
I know, because R. Kelly had some too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want
Hitler's paintings.
I don't want to not jam to Remix Ignition like my whole life.
Yeah, like Ignition.
Exactly, right?
The
I mean,
remix to Ignition.
It's a freaking weekend, baby. Trying to have me some fun.
Yeah. Like, who sings that? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
I was wondering who this is, actually. So this is Chris Brown?
Yes.
Chris Brown and T-Pain.
Shout out T-Pain. Shout out to Down South, our guy Connor O'Gara.
I don't know who did this.
Right? O'Gara?
Yeah, it's O'Gara, not O'Gara. Did he correct you on air?
I know he corrected me off air. I apologize.
We talked about it, though.
But whatever.
I know you don't really care.
No.
I mean, because it's like, look, O'Gara, whatever.
Tomato tomats.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lived my entire life people get my name wrong.
Hebert, Herbert.
Yeah.
Hebert. This has a very Connor O'Gara feel to it because he is very high on KJ Jefferson. But they put out their 2023 top 10 quarterback list in the SEC. All right. And if you're not watching on YouTube and you can't see that list, we'll go from 10 to 1 real quick, and then we'll have reaction.
Yep.
Jalen Milroe coming in at number 10, Alabama. Connor Wegman coming in at number 9, Texas A&M. Spencer Rattler from South Carolina at number 8. Joe Milton, Tennessee, number 7. Jackson Dart. Didn't know he spelled it with an X. Coming in at number 6, Ole Miss. That tracks. Number 5, Carson Beck from Georgia. Number 4, Jaden Daniels from LSU. Number 3, Devin Leary from Kentucky. Number 2, Will Rogers from Mississippi State. And number 1, KJ Jefferson from the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Awful list.
It's so Arkansas. I just, my comment was like, this is like bad. And I didn't even say, because the Jaden portion of it is bad, but I didn't even say anything. And then Arkansas fans, oh my God, so lame. Just a bunch of emojis and like, hey, take the L. I'm like, oh, that's your fastball? Like, that's the best.
Hold this L.
Oh God, it's so bad. I hate that. It's just not great. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
creative. Yeah, it feels like that.
That's
This isn't even like a KJ Jefferson slander. Like if KJ Jefferson stays healthy, like okay, like Will Rogers, good quarterback. I think he'll prove a lot of people wrong this year. Devin Leary, y'all know how high I am here, but you can't make a list that has Jaden Daniels at number 4. No, it's not going to live well in the future. He's going to be better than he was a year ago, and he was really good in moments last year. He was really good 75% of the time. You got to get that other 25%, maybe down to 10% to be the quarterback that you have to be to get where LSU wants to get to. I think we can all agree there.
Let's go get it.
But to have him 4, only a spot ahead of Carson Beck, who we have no idea what he is going to look like. And like even Carson Beck being 5, and let's get away from LSU. Let's take LSU out of this. Him being ahead of some of the quarterbacks he's ahead of. Like, I cannot get there.
The problem with Carson Beck takes, Jake, it's actually, from a pure take standpoint, it's incredibly inviting real estate in that he's going to do numbers because they play crappy teams. And so he's going to put up great numbers. And so all of these regular season takes about, I told you Carson Beck was going to be this or that, will probably all ring true because he's going to stat pad. And then, again, I think he's going to fail when it comes to the playoff. Like, I think that's when you're going to figure out what Carson Beck is really made of, and I think you'll probably be found wanting a little bit. But so again, I guess what I'm getting at is it's very easy to rank Carson Beck highly, and you're probably going to be able to say, see, look, I told you so the entire year, when I'm not sure that maybe he is. Like would you take Carson Beck over Jackson Dart after what I've heard out of spring coming out of Dart? I don't know that I would. Would you take him over Joe Milton? He certainly doesn't have as much raw talent, but, maybe. Spencer Rattler's probably the most disrespected on this list at 8, or is it just because he needs to show, more consistently what he showed those last 2 weeks?
Yeah, Spencer's somebody that was 5th in the SEC last year, threw for over 3,000 yards, but I think it's the 12 interceptions he's got to knock down. He had 18 touchdowns, 12 picks last year. But if he can find what they found, now you got a new coordinator. Dow Loggins, though, is somebody that, again, we talked about it yesterday, longtime NFL coordinator. He's got a resume that lives up, to a guy that can certainly take a quarterback to the next level. So Spencer Rattler, to me, there's no world where he can be behind Carson Beck until Carson Beck shows us just exactly who he is. Remember, Joe Milton's played a lot of football. He's played at Michigan. He's played, not as much, but he's played at Tennessee as well. Like, he was the starter before he got hurt and got Wally pipped by Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
So we kind of know who he is. Now, he's still got to go up a couple of levels, but that's my biggest issue is we don't know who Carson Beck is right now. We know more about Connor Wegman and Jalen Milroe than we do Carson Beck.
Yeah.
So this list is tough. It's tough for my boys. And those are my boys over there Saturday down south. But they're big. And, big KJ Jefferson fans.
I definitely thought Wally Pipp was a football player until just now.
Baseball, right?
Baseball. Yeah.
Baseball, yeah.
I hear that phrase used in football more than
that's who Lou Gehrig replaced?
I think so, yeah.
Right? And there's a Cal Ripken. It's one of the Irons.
Lou Gehrig.
No, Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, that's who he replaced, and then, we never gave it up again because he played 2,000 games in a row or whatever.
Don't get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Look, if I wanted to try to argue on behalf of this list, I think you argue like the context of the team. They're like, well, put KJ Jefferson on Alabama and watch how good he would be, or put this or that on there. And you can maybe see it a bit more through that lens, except that I still think that I would take Jaden Daniels over pretty much anybody else on this list. Maybe KJ, though, actually. Maybe KJ. I actually like the respect shown to Will Rogers here. I think Will Rogers is going to have a lot of success this year. Like we talked about yesterday, it's just can he do it in a new offense?
I hope he does. Like,
and Devin Leary
outside of every game that they don't play LSU, I hope Will Rogers has that success.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought that he's more than a system quarterback. You watch the tape, you watch his progressions, you watch how quick he gets the ball, all those things. Like, I think he can be more than an air raid quarterback. So that's a guy you can root for, and I hope that the offensive philosophy, and I don't, look, we can debate what it truly is going to be, but it ain't going to be air raid. I can promise you that. I hope he is successful.
And then, yeah, I mean, I'd have Dart above Beck. I think Leary ahead of Rogers. I'd have Daniels on top. I could go KJ Jefferson ahead of Dart. So I would probably score Daniels 1, Leary 2, Rogers 3, KJ 4, Dart 5.
The other thing that we have to take into account when we're talking about top 10 quarterbacks, this is not the NFL, so there's a rushing element to this. Jaden last year finished 9th in the SEC. Total, not quarterbacks. I mean, total, with almost 900 rushing yards. The next quarterback on the list is Robbie Ashford, who came in 710 yards, I believe. Okay, so there's no other quarterback that's on this list. You got to go down to 21 to find KJ Jefferson.
Yeah.
So it's just another added portion of what he can do for you and your team. And again, I think his level of play goes up actually significantly than what it was a year ago.
So sorry, SDS, your list sucks. According to the scientists here at Team OTB. I just got a response from Flynn. He's out of town to the conference. More Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly meets with reporters after practice. We'll let you hear what the head coach has to say, and we'll get you an update from Saints camp. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I know we're supposed to look back on the music from our time fondly, but
no, that's a hit too.
I don't think I like either of these that you just played.
Yeah.
And that is
Mario,
firmly,
that's good stuff, Mario.
That is firmly my time.
You don't like any music.
Yeah,
what do you like?
That's good stuff.
You're right. I guess you're not wrong. I guess, yeah, I would agree with that. I do not feel that a lot of the rap that I came up with in high school has aged particularly well.
Look, this isn't even my style of music. I love this song. I loved it when it came out, and I love it now.
Move your body like a cyclone?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Have you ever grinded to move your body like a cyclone?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's going to do it tonight.
Dope. Where?
I don't
doing grind tonight?
I don't think so. Unless Mario knows something I don't. I wasn't planning on going anywhere.
Him and his wife are gonna listen to this song and copulate
That's what
later?
I was implying. He would have to confirm it, but yes.
No, I don't.
Taylor strikes me as like a Texas club guy.
Never been to the Texas club.
Oh, wow, okay.
I know.
Color me shocked.
I think you and I are the only two people that work in this building that have never been
Never
there.
been.
Yeah.
I thought about going for a concert one time, but like something fell through. Like, it's not that I like won't go. I just
Yeah, I got nothing against it.
haven't done it.
I haven't been.
Get ready, guys. I'm about to start wearing boots. Some boot company sponsoring Snap, since I had to choose some boots yesterday. I don't even know what to wear them with. Jeans?
Make sure you try them on.
Are those the only things that you can wear boots with? Well, I can't try them on. I just had to email my size. They said extra wide 12 with a square toe.
I just feel like each.
What? What am I, the Wicked Witch of the West? I can't wear a pointed toe.
I don't know. Taylor, you're the expert here. I feel like a square toe, if you're not like a real boot wearer, feels like a little bit of a pose. Like, I know some people don't like square toe, like some.
At one point it did. So like the older generation, like I have both. Like nowadays, square toe's the way to go. It's the more popular of the two now. It
you
used
start
to
talking
not
to people
be,
my
but
dad's age.
It is
like,
now. Yeah, like my dad swears, he's like, you got to get the pointed toe, son. So like I have one of each, but square toe, it's more comfortable and it's kind of more popular nowadays.
You click your heels together 3 times and you end up back in Livingston Parish. Is that how that works? Those pointy toes?
You know, I've never tried.
There's a good rounded toe boot, like a good Tony Lama, ostrich skin, rounded toe. That's the boot to go with, Bo.
It sounds cool. I don't know anything about anything you just said, but Tony Lama ostrich skin.
Well, no,
sounds
but like
very nice.
the boot size in general is weird. Like my normal shoe I have on right now, it's just an 11.
Okay.
My boot size is like a 9.5 double E. What? Yeah. So it's like the length is off, but like it's all about like the
thickness?
E. Yeah, like 1E, 2E, 3E, that type of thing. And then my size is smaller because like in shoe I'm 11 and boot I'm like a 9.5.
I think I'm a triple E. Do you want to compare foot width? You want to come?
I mean, yours is probably thicker than mine. I have small feet.
Okay, we'll see. Either way, if you see me wearing boots, understand that I'm a cowboy now, straight up, in more ways than one. It's all coming together. I got my hat. I got my boots. Now I just need a pair of jeans.
It's good that you get something from like a sponsor, though. That's nice. Always
it's
a little
cool.
added bonus.
And so I got my Turtle Box speakers, which, again, they only did a short run with us, but, like, I'll swear by those things. Dude. These Bluetooth speakers that are outdoor waterproof, these things are freaking awesome. They live at the lake now. They're sick. Speaking of sick, Lionel Messi's pretty sick. As Lionel Messi scores for the 6th game in a row for Inter Miami. He now has 9 goals in those 6 games. Inter Miami's in the League's Cup final against Nashville SC. They beat the Philly Union, who's a very good MLS team,
Very
apparently,
good.
right? Like,
Very good.
beat him 4-1. So I didn't know this. Inter Miami was awful before Messi showed up.
Like terrible, actually.
So this would be the equivalent of like,
They've added
somebody
a couple
joining,
players, but obviously Messi's the headliner.
But this is like somebody joining the Browns, and all of a sudden the Browns are fighting for championships.
It's a lot like Brady. The Bucks hadn't been to the playoffs in like 13 years. He went there and they won the Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Okay.
Great comp.
I'd say that absolutely
great
plays.
comp, Mario.
That absolutely plays. But
Two
shout out
goats?
Lionel Messi.
Yes.
2 goats.
Objectively, yes.
Scored his 2nd or 3rd longest goal of his career.
So he's
as well.
now tied. He's now tied for the team leading goals, and he's played 24 less games than the guy he's tied with. 24. Martinez is a good player, too, the guy that has the other 9 goals.
Oh, Spencer P., I like this. T-Bob's Hobbit name, Light Hands Thickfoot. That's a good name, dude. Did we tell T-Bob about the Corn Hub Reddit page? What? There's no way that it's actually about Nebraska football. I would love nothing more. Emil says Homefield needs to make his Corn Hub merch. Screw Homefield. Snaps has Corn Hub merch, okay? I'll get you the links later on. My problem is the sweatshirt is my favorite one. I don't really like the T-shirt as much, which is why. Also,
Wait, y'all have what?
Yeah, we make Corn Hub merch. They're red shirts, Nebraska red, with the Pornhub logo.
I thought that was our thing here.
No, Corn Hub. No, Corn Hub is nationwide. Anybody can join the hub that wants to. I've invited all. I've sent multiple pieces over to the Pate team. Pate State's officially part of the Corn Hub. Again, we got sweaters coming in here for fall time. No, everybody is welcome in the Corn Hub. We do not. All you have to do is believe Nebraska is going to go 7-6.
I'll allow it.
That's the only prerequisite for getting in the Corn
Aaron's Corn Hub name?
He's not in.
Well, you just said everybody was in.
No. If you believe they're going 7, no, he's not in.
Okay.
He doesn't get one. He's a bum, a loser, a neophyte. He knows nothing about football except for how to suck Georgia's D fence. It's awful.
Yeah.
I've been getting into it with him on snaps because he thinks that there's literally no way that Michigan can beat Georgia, and I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Both have similar defenses in terms of what they're going to be bringing to bear. Maybe Georgia slightly higher talent, but I think Michigan has a better quarterback. So whatever. I mean, Georgia probably has better skill.
Michigan's
weapons.
got 2 of the top 4 running backs in the country.
Yep.
Corman Edwards.
Corman, Donovan Edwards. Yeah. So whatever. So Aaron's not in the Corn Hub is the overall point.
Okay,
T-Cobb and Husker firmly are.
Yeah.
Josh Pate's in. I need to text Brandon Walker and see if he's in or not.
I wonder if he will. That'd be interesting. You know who will be in?
Pate is also sending us gear as well as a little Corn Hub exchange. I gave him our shirt sizes the other day.
PFT and Big Cat would be in the Corn Hub. You know why? Because they love fullbacks.
It's true. That's what I'm saying.
They are
PFT
like
runs the low man.
They run, the low man award for the nation's best fullback. So,
Greg Lamont saying, T-Bob, I sent you some Corn Hub content. I saw that on Twitter, Greg, and it was an Ask Reddit thread with somebody asking male porn stars about what was the weirdest experience they ever had, but only he said corn stars. So not exactly Corn Hub content. I'm looking for more Nebraska football fun factoids and whatnot, but I do appreciate the effort certainly there.
You need age verification to join the Corn Hub?
In Louisiana, yes.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, speaking of what you were just talking about, any future All-American at Nebraska you can refer to as a corn star.
True. Very true.
I like that.
Who's going to be the corn star this year for Nebraska?
Well, I don't know. They have to be an All-American.
Rick Gilbert, dude.
No.
Yeah. I agree. Sims thrown to Gilbert. Actually, and to Greg's credit, he did also a few weeks ago send me a thread from the college football subreddit called Corn Wars, unveiling the superiority of Nebraska corn over Iowa corn. But I read it, and I could not figure out a way to make it funny for on air. But it gets into like the fertility of the soil, climate advantages, variety selections, ethanol production, pride and tradition. All you need to know is Nebraska corn is far superior to that of Iowa corn, okay? And you're going to see it on the football field this fall.
Yeah, I mean, you had me at fullback. I don't need to add anything to that. You have a fullback-only camp?
Fullback-only camp.
You telling me that grit alone is not going to get you 7 wins? You're going to out-Big Ten the Big Ten.
Exactly.
You know why? Because the other Big Ten are posers.
My favorite
They don't run fullbacks anymore.
My favorite quote is still Matt Rule being like, agility drills. We're doing mat drills. We're lifting heavy weights. We want to be big and we want to be strong. Hell yeah. Know thyself.
Yep.
Right? Isn't that what Sun Tzu says? Sun Tzu also said, go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge and get your AC fixed before it fixes you. I don't know. Go to AccuTemp Baton Rouge. The point is at AccuTempBR.com. You can schedule whatever you need to right there. You can call them up and start to see what it's like to work with AccuTemp. We're going to get that incredible customer service to the highest degree, in fact, is what they say. And they mean that. It's not just lip service, y'all. You will be blown away. It's why they are so incredibly highly rated by the internet, which tends to, be a pretty tough adjudicator of things. Not the case with AccuTemp.
Service to the highest degree to get you
Tell
to
'em.
the lowest degree.
Yep.
Because it's real hot.
Tell them.
But also there's a scoonch.
Scoonch.
So when there's a scoonch, that means it might be followed by more of that. And so if you don't want to shock the system, make sure AccuTemp's coming out and checking out.
Yeah, and we all know that this is basically, as Wes Blankenship just tweeted out, this is basically right now the devil's giving the weather a little halftime speech, and it's going to come back with a vengeance, and you're going to want AccuTemp on speed dial. When we get back, more OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, you can lease a new Toyota 4Runner for $489 per month. That's right, you can get a brand new Toyota 4Runner for only $489 per month. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind. When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Sandigrove, join us for the next edition of Live at Lunch from Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Scott Rabelais, Randy McKay, and Wes Reynolds join us for the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
What's up, Star Paul? What's happening? Hey, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Turn this thing on out. Now, let me see everybody do this. Hey, let's go. Snap your fingers, but do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Hey, snap your fingers.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
It's awful.
You're a
Really
hater.
is, dude.
You are hating on like a good sweaty night at Bogey's right now. And I hate you for it.
That is exactly what this reminds me of, though.
Exactly.
You're right about that.
And were you having a great time at that moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, core memory.
I was also hammered.
Yeah, we all were. And it was great.
Emil McClellan says, T-Bob, can you even name 5 players off of the Nebraska team? Okay, off the top of my head. Jeff Sims, Rick Gilbert, senior running back Anthony Grant, almost for 1,000 last year. Of course, there's Luke Reimer, the linebacker. He's going to be a senior this year. He was really good. He's went to walk on now, probably the best player on the team or one of them. And then I love the left tackle, Turner Cochran, 6'6", 300-pound guy. So can I name 5 players? Yeah, obviously.
Like, honestly, it sounds like you could have kept going.
I could have kept going. But I chose not to. So shout out Nebraska. Okay, wait. So C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, all named starters in the NFL. I don't know if they've done C.J. Stroud, but like he's going to be. I don't know if they've done it officially. They did do it with Anthony Richardson. He was surprised. It's been making waves all day. Out of those 3 guys, who has the best first year?
I think Bryce Young.
Yeah, I think they all struggle in year one, but yeah, Bryce Young.
I'm a little worried about Bryce Young's O-line in this regard, but out of those 3, I think he's the answer.
Yeah, I go Bryce Young because of weapons, too. I think when you look at him having Thielen and DJ Chark and having
That's true.
Miles Sanders as running back.
That's true.
Not only that, while he's the starter, he could still learn from a guy like Andy Dalton. I mean, Anthony Richardson has Gardner Minshew behind him. C.J. Stroud has Davis Mills. Like, no disrespect to those 2 guys, but Andy Dalton's been in the league a long time.
Well,
Whatever you think about it,
that's a good point.
He's played a lot of football. He can help him out a little bit. He's great in the film room. Like, that's going to help Bryce Young more than anything. And those other two guys just don't have that.
Yeah, but Andy Dalton doesn't want to help him out. He wants to start. So he's not.
I think Andy Dalton would help him
So,
out.
Yeah, I think so.
You have Miles Sanders, Juba Hubbard, Adam Thielen, Terrace Marshall, DJ Chark. They drafted Jonathan Mingo. I forgot about that. They have Hayden Hurst at tight end as well, coming over from Cincy.
He was good in Cincinnati. I didn't think they
good
should have let him
weapons.
go.
I think
pretty good weapons.
Yeah, I
for
think
him.
Terrace could put up numbers this year. You kind of got it going towards the end a little bit of
They
last
did,
year.
Yeah.
Well, and while their offensive line, to Mario's credit, is not going to be great, they're going to have a solid defense as well. That's going to kind of help him out in some big games. So he may not have to pass the ball as much late in games.
I forgot they
think
signed
it's him.
Justin Houston on the defense the other day.
They did. That went
Justin
undiscovered.
Houston was a dog back in the day.
There he was. Oof.
In the league for a minute. The answer is Anthony Richardson, though, because of Shane Steichen. Now, I was also going to say that I think the Colts have a better overall team, but after Jake's points about the weapons, I don't know if I actually believe that. And what's the latest on Jonathan Taylor in the Colts? Does he still hate them?
He's still a holdout as of right now.
Yeah, he hates them too, right? Jim Mercer, what an idiot. But here's what you didn't think about. If you throw Anthony Richardson in the deep end, he's so tall, he won't drown. You just stand up. More OTB coming up next. Think about that.
Off
Taylor.
the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. RejuveMeMedical.com. You want to feel younger, better, stronger? Maybe you're having mood issues, energy issues, insomnia issues, ED issues, facial aging, any of this stuff that makes you feel less than. Do some upkeep. Get your body right. Get you where you want to be. And the way to do that is with Rejuve Me. Male, female, 20, 30, 40, 50, I don't care. We all age at different rates. We all have different needs. At Rejuve Me, they understand. They customize a plan for you. Go get that consultation day, Rejuve Me Medical.
Yeah, all the things T-Bob talked about, like you won't know if you don't go get that consultation. Like it is right there for you. Go in. It's not going to take a long time. It's not a long process, but they're going to help you find a way to feel better. Whatever you're dealing with, they can help you out. The list is right there on the website. Go to conditions they can treat. Right there on the homepage, RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get him now before they go back on back order. Front to back boat service.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Wednesday, August 16th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 96. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in hour 3 of OTB. So I just saw an update on the Ower story. Again, we want to keep things, updated as I get new information. So, what have I been saying? The one question I want answered is why conservatorship instead of adoption. And Sean Toohey, the father, has now provided an answer. He was talking to the Memphis newspaper, and he said that he was advised by his lawyers that you could not adopt over 18. And then they were trying to get everything cleared, for the NCAA, that he wouldn't run into any eligibility issues, and that he was instructed to do a conservatorship. Now, it turns out in the state you can adopt over 18, but, that's as plausible of a reason as I think that it's very plausible. So we'll continue to see where this plays out and where the courts end up siding. But, yeah.
That was also mentioned by Sandra Bullock directly in the movie. So score another one for the Tuohys in this regard.
They don't
What'd you say in the
mention
movie?
well because
How do you remember Blindside so well?
Because we were talking about it
We
yesterday.
talked about this. Yeah, I think off air, but she said that in the movie that he's over 18, so it
Yeah,
would make sense to
she
adopt
was
him.
sitting down with all of her rich friends or whatever, and they were joking about her adopted him, and she goes, "Well, he's going to be 18 in a couple of weeks. It doesn't really make much sense to legally adopt." And nothing else comes of it, but that's she does.
Okay,
do
but they
kinda
don't
hint at it
mention
a little bit.
conservatorship.
No, but they do mention that part about well, he's going to be 18. It might be hard to legally adopt. For what it's worth.
The eligibility thing, that kind of that potentially, though, yeah, like I said, plausible. We'll see. We'll see where it plays out. They're going to have their day in court, and we'll see what ends up happening. All right, coming up on this hour of Off the Bench, we've got a great clip from Deuce Chestnut. We want to play and break down. Bruce Feldman came out with his Freaks list, some LSU players finding their way on the Freaks list. Just some insane stuff on the Freaks list. He does this every year. It's 100 of college football's biggest physical freaks. Some FSU players finding their way on the Freaks list as well, which I think is, as you'll see, will create for exciting conversation when it comes to LSU and FSU coming up here in a couple of weeks. But I want to start with this, Jake, real quick to put a bow on Stroud, Young, and Richardson. Richardson already named the starter. Is this a Steichen move, or is this Jim Irsay telling him to that, look, this is what's happening?
I think it's everybody. You draft him to be the guy. No longer do you have to sit. Now, is that right, wrong, or indifferent? I don't know that. But when you're drafted that high, you're the guy.
Okay.
There's no more waiting around. And the culture was so bad last year. I think for the fans, for the excitement, go ahead, kind of, get some games under your belt. Because it's, Gardner Minshew is somebody that certainly can play in the NFL, but you're not going to get a huge upgrade if he's your guy. Like, it might stabilize something. It might be a little bit safer, although, Gardner doesn't play safe. I mean, he's kind of got a little gunslinger mentality as well. But just, you play your guys now. There's no longer a wait-around game.
Yeah, also, Anthony Richardson needs to play football. It's the biggest knock on him.
Yeah,
he's not playing enough football. So, forget all this saving him. Forget all this training him. No. Play football and let this man roll. I will say this, that the last thing on the Tuies here is that I have a few people in my DMs who have DM'd me stories from dealing with them in a service industry standpoint. And then, interestingly, because I also found a random tweet talking about this too yesterday. And then Spencer Hall, Everyday Should Be Saturday, just tweeted that he's on /RMemphis on Reddit and looking at the Michael Orr stuff, and it's all just Memphis service industry people talking noise. So I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, about Orr or the Tuies?
No, about the Tuies. So I don't. But again, doesn't mean that doesn't discredit anything they did, but it just seems like maybe they're a-holes to service industry people.
Which is crazy because we talked about how he made all of his money. He was a Taco Bell franchisee, So it's
that's true.
He's actually in the service industry as well. You'd think them of all people would know what goes into that. So that's just it's kind of ironic.
It is ironic.
Don't you think?
Now that I think would still probably play well. Let's get to Deuce Chestnut here. So yesterday, Deuce Chestnut, the guy who was all conference last year for Syracuse, cornerback, transfers in at LSU's biggest position of need. Looks like he is in line to be the starter. He gets to sit down with the media, and he was asked, of course, why did you end up choosing LSU?
I mean, LSU is DBU. Everybody knows that. Any school that says they're DBU just is trying to be a part of the conversation. LSU has always been DBU. I kind of watched guys like Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Mathieu growing up, so LSU's been my dream school since a child. Everybody know I wanted to go to LSU coming out of high school. Obviously, things ain't go that way, but, God plans and able to get me here, and I'm just grateful for it.
Hell yes, dude. Where is Deuce Chestnut originally from? I'm looking at
Camden,
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Camden, New Jersey. You're talking about the brand. You were talking about how cool Tyrann Mathieu was back in the day, Pat P. From Camden, New Jersey, this dude always wanted to go to LSU. Now, he had to find his way elsewhere, but he found his way down there immediately. Shout out. A 3-star as a prospect out of high school, a 4-star as a transfer, coming in now and putting on that jersey for DBU finally. That's an awesome story, man. Shout out Deuce Chestnut.
Yeah, and that's a player that LSU is going to count on a lot. He's going to be able to be a part of DBU without question. You go out there, you see some of the plays that he's made. You see some of the depth that we talked about yesterday. He is a veteran player. He has played a lot. He's been an all-conference player. So going to be different than it was in the ACC. But, look, let's not hate on the ACC. It's a league that's good enough to be able to get a sample size of what you can expect from a player. And LSU is going to need him to be a guy that we talk about when we talk about DBU because of the depth of that position.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm never going to hate on someone for doing well relative to their peers. All conference is all conference. Like I said with Ashton Stamps. All conference is all conference. We'll take it. One thing about Deuce, he's got okay size. He's not the biggest, 5'11", about 200, 180, 190, whatever. To get into the freaks list by Bruce Feldman, it is going to be interesting watching him have to D up Johnny Wilson, who comes in 28th on the top 100 freaks. You probably remember him from last year, but remember, this is the 6'7", 240-pound behemoth for the Seminoles that jumps 35.5 inches. Can you imagine being 6'7", 240 pounds and jumping 35.5? I mean, at that point, you're getting like NBA player athleticism. That is absurd. Like, if you're Deuce, what do? He's nearly got a foot on you.
Well, we don't know that that's going to be we don't know that that's going to be the matchup, but probably not the first time that he's faced him. I'd have to go back Syracuse.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And we'd have to go back and maybe check out the game notes from that contest.
Quick, somebody get on PFF.
I'm logged out.
Yeah, we got to log back in soon.
We can
it's
do
almost
it
that time of year.
Yeah, we can find the grades. Well, I'm kind of stingy with my password as well.
Okay, so this is the hold on. Let me so the Florida State won 38-3 last year, and I found it says
he had a pick in
cornerback
one of
Deuce
the games.
Chestnut was playing 10 yards off 6'7" wideout Johnny Wilson, who made the catch and easily broke the tackle attempt from the 6-foot Chestnut to scamper into pay dirt. The score made it 21-3 Seminoles.
Okay, yeah, he scored a touchdown, but I'm looking at the box score. Johnny Wilson, a touchdown, but 1 catch for 24 yards on Deuce Chestnut.
Didn't Deuce had a pick in one of those games.
I'm looking right now, but yeah, Johnny Wilson, 1 catch for 24 yards.
All
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that, man. I'll take that for sure. And what did Johnny Wilson do against LSU last year? I feel like he had way more success than that. Here we go. Pulling it up. How's everyone doing today? Feeling good? You know, everything's going well at home. How's the new dog, Taylor?
He
The dog's doing well, yeah.
He just showed me a picture. Very cute dog.
Oh, yeah?
God, what was the name gonna be?
It's not relevant, Jake.
What was
Doesn't
the
matter.
name of the
Doesn't
name
matter.
gonna be?
I forgot already.
Vinny.
What?
Vinny.
Oh,
Vinny. It's Frankie, but it was
It
gonna
is
be
Frankie,
Vinny.
yes.
Yeah.
Johnny Wilson last year, you can tell you had 3 for 60. And then Pokey Wilson had 7 for 102 and 2 touchdowns. Screw you, Pokey. So Deuce Chestnut, shout out, going to have his work cut out for him here in week 1 against that very good Florida State team. Why don't we do this? Let's go to break, and then let's get to some of the other things that jumped out of that Bruce Feldman Biggest Freak article. There's some really funny stuff, some crazy stuff. There's a couple of shoe players in there, like I said, a couple of Louisiana guys as well. Keep it locked right here at OTB.
OTB, OT.
ITI Technical College, ITIcollege.edu. We mentioned guys like Ashton Stamps, right? Finding his way. Deuce Chestnut finding his way. We all have to find our way in this life. And if you feel lost and you want direction, you want a career, ITI Technical College can help provide you the training to attain that, right? And they've done it for 50 years. Like, it's proven. It's not me just telling you this. Go look it up. It's proven. It's fact. And they work with you every step along the way. That's the best part, the care that they put into every student, right? Small classroom sizes, they work around your schedule. They do mock interviews, internships, help set you up with jobs afterwards. They're the absolute best. Go check them out. Local, family-owned over Airline Highway, ITI Technical College.
Yeah, go to the website and you'll see a tour of the campus right there on the homepage. But I encourage you, boots on the ground. Go see their campus off Airline Highway. It is a part of the success, right? It is a part of why you can be successful when you partner up with ITI, iticollege.edu.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walk.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com. Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. It's a What If Wednesday, and we'll chat with J.D. Piquel of On3 Sports on college football. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see. Painted faces fill the places I can't reach. You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you and all you know and how you speak. Countless lovers under cover of the street. You know that I could use somebody.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
That's how I feel about Derek Carr. Turn it up. His biceps. Hell yeah.
God, I miss Kings of Leon. Cold Desert. Top 10 all time for me.
I know we broke down the Saints game a little, but the touchdown pass from Derek Carr was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that end zone beauty they
He
had.
was on his third read. He threw an excellent ball, short corner of the end zone. Like, that was...
No, that was a touch boy. I
Yeah.
mean, that went over the top, but not out the back. Like, that's a way tougher throw than it looks like at first blush. And yes, and credit to the offensive line, because my man was chilling going through his reads. He was like, bop, 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 bop.
Yeah, it's still preseason, not taking too much out of it. But, you know, the Chiefs were giving him a lot of different looks, and that one drive was, like, as close to perfect as it could have been.
Hell yeah. Tervis Scoot on Twitter says, enrolled at ITI for this coming year because hearing it advertised 100 times a day was a sign to me. Hell yeah, dude. You will be rewarded. Corn Bruce Feldman's Freak List comes out every single year. It's the 100 biggest freaks in college football. It's a fascinating read. You don't need to go through the whole list, but I have gone through and highlighted some things that I find to be very interesting. And one of them, where is it? Oh, I think number 1 on the list. I forgot to actually put where these guys rank. These guys are pretty much all going to be top 10. But I think number 1, he may be number 2. I'd have to go look at the list again. Somebody can pull it up here. But Nichols Harbor, freshman wide receiver.
South Carolina?
And South Carolina.
Yeah, he's number 1. Yeah, I remember seeing
6'5", 243, runs, has like true sprinter speed, over 23 miles an hour. Over 23 miles an hour at 6'5", 243. Look at this man running the 100 in high school, Jake, compared to his opponents. Who do you think Nichols is?
Which one's he?
Oh, my God, dude.
Which one? Is he in lane 4?
Oh, my God. He is double the size of everyone that he is running against.
It's like Elf with Will Ferrell and then all the normal elves.
Straight up, dude.
I mean, that guy next to him could stand on his own shoulders and still not be as tall.
So shout out Shane Beamer for landing Harbor. Rattler, you have to take advantage of that man. I really only chose to highlight him because, well, that's insane, and that video is funny, and 23 miles an hour is crazy. But I actually think the biggest freak should be, and I apologize because I'm about to butcher the name, but Kingsley Suamatia, or maybe Suamatisha. I'm not exactly sure, Jake. Okay, do we all remember at the Combine this year, BYU tackle Blake Freeland?
Yeah.
6'8", 300. Ran
Senior Bowl guy, right?
Yeah, ran a 4.98 40, jumped 37 inches.
Yeah.
The BYU strength coach says Kingsley significantly faster than Blake Freeland. This guy, okay, as a freshman, as a true freshman, in 361 pass plays, this guy gave up 0 sacks. He's 6'6", 325, Jake, and here's where it gets crazy. He hit a top speed this spring of 21.8 miles an hour at 6'6", 325. You go through the rest of the freaks on this list, they're all like receivers and DNs and everything, and they're talking about 21 miles. He ran 22 miles an hour at 6'6", 325, bro.
My God.
That's insane. How is that possible? He also, it's kind of a fun little deal. He's the first ever BYU player named All Big 12. Preseason All Big 12. Yeah, how about that? Welcome to the new age.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Kingsley, I wish I had a way of like giving context there. 22
that's
miles
like
an hour.
top end running back that you know speed.
Yes, exactly. Like
Whatever running back that you know, that's about what he runs.
Okay, like Malik Neighbors ends up on this list, and the thing that they mainly highlight, he checks in at 33rd, and the thing they mainly highlight about Malik is that he clocks 23.7.
Yeah.
Which is absurd as well.
Yeah.
Right? But
that's why I went running back a little bit under what
Yeah.
receivers typically run.
22 miles an hour at 6, and good at football. You know, not show muscles, actually good at football. Another guy who's actually good at football, one of the reasons why Michigan is going to be so good, a man who Jim Harbaugh says is the mutant of all mutants, saying he just keeps going and going. He's number 1 in our KPIs. That's key performance indicators. He's over 300 now. The poster child for enthusiasm, unknown to mankind. Watch him become a top 10 pick. He's talking about Chris Jenkins. Here's a cat, Jake, former 3-star recruit, arrived at Michigan at 257 pounds. Now he's 307. He did 32 reps at 225, which is strong. Nothing crazy, but strong. He does pull-ups with a 100-pound weight attached, but watch this video. No sound. We don't need sound. Chris Jenkins, you know what a Turkish get-up is, right?
Yep.
One of the hardest exercises. Jake, this man, watch this video. This is a 170-pound dumbbell in his hands that he's doing this Turkish get-up with. And so what this is you lay on the ground, you extend your arm straight above you, like above your chest. You then have to stand up while rotating your arm straight above your head. You then have to lay back down. This is a 170-pound barbell, y'all. This one barbell. And he makes it look easy.
Yeah.
Also, I mentioned being a good football player. According to PFF, led the nation last year in run stops.
See, here's why you don't have to tell me about him. You know why? Because
his dad.
I played against his pops.
Yeah.
I played against Chris Jenkins Sr., and I played against a man that was 6'5", 360 pounds when he played for the New York Jets, and he was moving.
What position did he play?
Right over the center, Coach.
Oh, my God.
Right
6'5",
over.
350?
He was a beast, to say the least. I mean, he was so athletic. One of those guys that you don't plan for defensive tackles a lot. You planned for Chris Jenkins. And so, yeah, I am not shocked by that. There's no surprise because I played twice against his old man, and he was everything that you just said his son is.
That's insane. Another Michigan player find his name on the list, Amorian Walker. How about this cat, Jake? Cornerback, showed up at 156, now 180. But how about this? He's 6'3 and a quarter. Long boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's about as tall as you can possibly be for a corner. But how can he change direction? His 3-cone drill in the spring,
God.
6'1". The combine record is 6'4", 2.
Where is it?
We'll see if he can do that in the combine.
6'1"?
6'1" cone at 6'3" and a quarter.
All right,
quarterback.
This is the only claim.
3.89 shuttle.
This is the only claim to fame that I have. I ran a 6.85 3-cone.
It's beast.
and that was-
Sub-7's incredible.
That was like second running backs my year. So to think of that being 7/10 higher, like that's a peak performance for me. That was the best that you were going to get.
It
That
would be
is insane.
If he could do that at the combine, he would break the record by 0.3 of a second. He also runs a 4.34 40, 11.4 in the broad jump, 42.5-inch vertical at 6'3" and a quarter. Omarion Walker from Michigan, absolute dog.
Is Michigan going to win the national championship?
That's my pick. That is my pick. So we'll see. Next on this list, Harvard. Anytime you see Harvard on the freaks list in the top 10, you're like, oh, what?
Must be Andrew Hatch.
So already I'm into it. Then I see this cat's named Thor Griffith. I'm more into it because he's named Thor.
Is he in the skulls? What do we? Thor Griffith?
Now, to be fair, short arm boy here. He looks like he has very short arms. Very jacked. 6'3", 320, 6'2", 320. Compact. That's what you're looking for. But how about this? Runs a 4.95. Very, very good change of direction. So he has speed. It's not just all muscle. But Thor Griffith benches 225 45 times. Think about it. That's without like doing combine training. Imagine when that man's only training for the combine. Will he hit 50?
I mean, let's go back to his parents naming him Thor. That's a lot to live up to. I think, Taylor, you were saying that during one of the breaks. Like, they name you Thor, you have to be what he
gotta
is.
be a dog.
Yeah, like if your name's Thor and you're not this guy, like you failed.
Well, and he's talked about that. And apparently his dad was
Hey, what if you're like commercial real estate? Your name's Thor. Selling insurance. What's your name? Thor.
Yeah. Well,
Like, you have to be what he is right now.
He said his dad was a big comic book nerd. And so there you go. He lived.
Look,
up to
I have named a son Memphis. Like, I feel like Memphis has to go out there and be a pro athlete with a name like that. Like, you can't be commercial
It could be
insurance.
Like I don't know.
Memphis.
I
You
feel
can
like
be
Memphis
commercial
like a solid Southern
insurance after maybe you play professional sports.
I would buy real estate from Memphis.
Would you?
Yeah.
Blues
sure.
singer, Memphis would be
yeah.
a good name.
Ooh, that's
Definitely
So
country
I was
singer.
thinking musician. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Definitely he could be a musician.
Yeah,
but
I mean, he hadn't tickled the ivories just yet, but maybe we can give him a piano.
45 reps though at 2. What's the record? What did Robert Gallery set the record back in the day?
Robert Gallery.
Yeah, how about
wow.
that? Yeah.
Wow, it's a name I've not thought about in a long
Raiders.
time. No, I think a cat from Oregon State broke it, if I'm not mistaken. Taylor, can you do some quick research there? Combine record 225. How many reps that was?
Okay, Eastern Kentucky University, Justin Ernest, back in 1999, 51 reps.
At pro day, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thor gonna have potentially.
Now the combine record, Stephen Paella, he was a
love
nose
Paella.
guard.
Oregon State.
Yeah, 49 reps.
Let's go.
That's the combine, but Justin Ernest at his pro day did 51.
Dude, you
Okay,
do
so
49 reps at
Thor-
the combine. That's so much pressure at the combine.
Thor's coming for that ass, dude.
Woo.
Thor can handle it. Give him the hammer.
I had so many
Mjolnir.
bad jokes just ready to go when you said that, but you stole it. But you should have. It was right there for the taking.
Next up on the list that we want to mention, Olamuyiwa Fashanu. I don't know how to say his first name, but this is a Penn State offensive lineman.
You did so good.
Olamuyiwa. How would you say that?
I wouldn't try. I would YouTube it. I would see how they say it in an interview. Then I'd write it out how I would say it. That's what I always
probably
do.
should have. 20 years old. This is the cat who's currently the top offensive line prospect in the country. 6'6", 320, runs a 4.97. That's all cool. But what's the only funny part is his parents are both 5'8".
Oh,
can you
short
imagine
kings.
both parents being 5'8" and you produce a 6'6", 320, 20-year-old that's the top NFL lineman prospect? What? What are the chances, dude?
I feel like that happens all the time.
Genetics is a hell of a
Just
thing.
don't know how it happens, but I
Yeah.
feel like it happens all the time.
Mason Smith checks in on the list at 17th.
Okay, I was wondering.
yeah.
I hadn't seen the list. Is it on the Athletic?
It is on the Athletic.
Yeah, I don't have a login there.
Malik Neighbors at 33, like we said. Oh, excuse me. I gave Malik credit for 23-7. That was actually Chris Hilton. who gets mentioned
Okay.
in the Malik piece. Chris
Yeah.
Hilton hit a speed of 23.7.
And if you've been out to
I did
practice,
not see a
you
speed
believe
as
that.
high anywhere else
Yeah.
in this whole article.
Yeah, he hit one the other day where he just continued up the seam, and then the quarterback kind of threw him open, like where he had to bend a little bit. It turned from a seam kind of into a post, and he just went like effortlessly, just top speed, just kept going to get the ball touchdown.
Speaking of also, I saw an Instagram post the other day that offered some very, very compelling evidence that Bo Jackson legitimately ran a 4.1 multiple times back in the day. So shout out Bo Jackson. You got to be the freakiest freak of all time. How about this? At 75, shout out Grambling's Sonny Anderson.
So I know.
It's another guy you're going to see
Sonny
this year. That's what I'm saying. You're going to see Sonny. You're going to see Sonny battling against Emory Jones and Will Campbell. It's a cat who had 7 sacks this year, 25 TFLs, 6'5", 252, 36-inch vert, 10-3 broad. I just thought that was cool seeing a Grambling player crack the top 100 freaks. And
Yeah, you hear that, Mama Jag up front? Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't want to go.
Every day when I walk by her, I give her a little Grambling
And
nugget.
then we mentioned Johnny Wilson from FSU, but checking in at 26th, right behind Mason Smith, Jared Verse, FSU edge rusher. Watching him and Will Campbell go toe-to-toe this game is going to be an absolute delight, Jake. Jared Verse is 6'3.5", 260, cleans 360, squats 555, benches 455. He's clocked a speed of 21.4 in a game. Again, the 320 guy faster, which is insane. And had a really good year last year. He had 12 TFLs, 7 sacks, and 1 blocked field goal. Was he the...
Probably.
Was he the
Hey,
block?
shout out to the block field goal, though.
I mean, that's got to be.
Oh, God,
exactly.
yeah.
Mario's fired up.
Hey, did y'all know Peyton Turner blocked field goal?
But no, the only reason I bring this up is to say that, like, if as we start to ease our way into previewing LSU, FSU, we are starting to see some of the matchups you're going to want to watch, right? That secondary dealing with a 6'7" Johnny Wilson, that offensive line, namely Will Campbell and Emory Jones, going against Jared Verse. A couple of just absolute titans battling on the edge, and it's going to be awesome to see, man.
Yeah, either side. Doesn't matter what side he lines up on. It's going to be a great battle.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, like, Will Campbell, yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, Emory Jones, he blocked a lot of Jimmys and Joes last year. Like, that's probably something we need to spend a little bit more time on. I'm raising my hand. Like, Emory Jones was a guard that just moved out to tackle the second game of the year, played really well.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, now he's got a full off season.
Yeah.
Practicing and working and grinding at right tackle. That's a player that could be – he was good last year, but maybe potentially could be the most improved player and go up even a couple of more tiers because he's actually practiced the position.
True. Very true. Very good point. Verse, by the way, number 5 and going to be a junior. So, you know, as everybody's looking to – you want to start to get on NFL scouts, you want to climb into the big boy ranks, go and have a dominant game when you play a player like that. Either side, right? Versus dominating Campbell and Emory or vice versa. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked right here. Remind you real quick, though, to go to DraftKings, a sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Jake, what are we system playing today?
So we talked about it. You got international soccer starting. You had the Women's World Cup early this morning, and so you'll have some early slates on a Wednesday, but certainly it will pick up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're going to have a full slate. Like every European league is going to play on Friday and the weekend, and so you're going to have multiple opportunities to have multiple system plays. So just get ready. Just have your mind right for coming up this weekend. And, oh, yeah, football's coming up as well, T. And they already have lines on those games. So go ahead, take a look at those early lines. Shout out Mario, and get that done.
Yeah, and remember, big fight coming up this weekend at UFC 292 between Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley. If you want to bet on the fight, you bet $5 on the fight. You get $150 in bonus bets instantly when new customers sign up with the promo code Baton Rouge. And as always, you can do your same fight parlays and everything else. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. If you're a new customer, promo code Baton Rouge. Must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/MMA terms. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537. More to be next.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly meets with reporters after practice. We'll let you hear what the head coach has to say, and we'll get you an update from Saints camp. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Have you all seen the new Neymar contract? So we know that Kylian Mbappe was offered $1 billion for a year.
He's going to the Saudi
Al
league.
Hilal.
Let me guess.
Yes, Neymar
I really
accepted.
don't even know. I hadn't seen that.
No, he took the deal. He took the bag.
Did he?
From Al Hilal.
Weren't fans like literally outside his house, like protesting, like telling him to leave?
Who, Neymar?
Yeah, I think we went over that on this show.
I don't know much about Neymar, but one thing I do get the feeling is that he does not care.
Well, guess what else?
About
Guess what
you
else,
think of
T-Bob?
him.
All those fans that were mad at him, they've never been offered that type of money either.
Well, it's not even it is the money, obviously. He's getting $100 million a year, which, whatever.
A milli.
Which, 100 million euros a year. But still, doesn't sound like anything compared to Mbappe. But you want to talk bennies? Listen to the benefits from Neymar's deal. And this is why sports washing works and money's power is undeniable. He gets a house with 25 bedrooms. He gets a 40 by 10 meter swimming pool with 3 saunas. He has 5 full-time staff at his house. Nice. He gets a Bentley Continental GT, an Aston Martin DBX, a Lamborghini Huracan. He gets a 24-hour driver. All bills for hotels, restaurants, and various services during his off days will be sent to club headquarters to be paid. So anything he ever pays for, they'll pay for it.
Which shout out, because otherwise he would not be able to afford any of those
agree.
things. So, good on them for helping the dude out.
He has a private plane.
What?
At his disposal for his travels. And for each social media post that promotes Saudi Arabia, I mean, here we've just really gone full sports watching, he gets 500,000 euros. You tweet like, shout out Saudi. You get 500,000 euros.
I don't think he should have taken the deal, guys.
Y'all.
Come on, man.
My goodness.
So a house with 25 bedrooms, and remember, he's not taxed on any of this.
Yeah,
the cars,
right.
the staff.
Yeah.
They're paying for all of his meals, private plane travel wherever he wants. That is just...
If somebody offered me that and they said, there's a but, I would say, stop right there. I'll sign the paper. I don't care what the but is.
I am...
what if the but was that you had to be like, do pedophile stuff? See, you
Okay,
should have said a comment like that. That's all I'm saying. There is a but that gets worse and something you would agree to. You're
I mean, he's right.
Head,
T-Bob's right, but the fact how quick he went there.
The head. You're so money grubbing and selfish that you would do anything.
Listen, to the extreme,
unbelievable,
yes,
dude.
There are certain things you would say no to, but I just don't really think
But
that
you have
would
to kill your wife. What, Taylor?
No,
what is wrong with you?
I don't think that would ever be in a sports contract, but
fair.
I mean, I'm talking about
a
things
contract
that are
like this just makes
realistically
me
in a
look. I am
contract.
all about trying to teach my kids how to play fullback, but since that's dead, how about fullback in the other foot?
There you go.
My goodness, not that a fullback in the other foot he gets that kind of money, but still he's going to get a lot of money.
Yeah,
if he's any good.
All that's missing in his contract is his own office in the Saudi Arabian palace, Russell Wilson style.
No, like straight up, straight up.
He probably could have got it if he had negotiated.
Why does the house have 25 bedrooms?
For
his
24 friends.
That's what I'm saying. Do you sleep in a different one every night? Or you
It's like
just
Vinny
have,
Chase and Entourage.
Yeah, I guess you just have like a bunch of homies come over all the time.
Y'all,
That's the but, T-Bob. He gets this house with 25 bedrooms, but he has to house the whole team. That's the but.
Hey, the boys, the boys are going to be close, dude. Constant parties, I guess. Like at a certain point, you sit down in your house and you're like, this is too big. I can't. I feel overwhelmed. I guess not.
God, that is.
Shout out Neymar.
It feels dirty, man. I'll say it. It just feels dirty as hell.
Yeah, I don't think Neymar cares.
Mario, would you pull your hamstring running to sign that deal?
I mean, we're all regular people. We would sign it.
I
I'm
guess
not going to accept any
I
funding
guess
from
so,
you
but
here.
I would accept all the flack from everybody because I would deserve it.
I get it, but Mario, would you sign the contract?
You make yourself feel better at the end of the day by
You
being
absolutely
like,
would sign the contract.
driver, take me to dinner.
I
have
agree
to go
with-
drown my tears in excellent wine that they will pay for.
Yeah, I don't even need that. Like you had me at like they'll pay for your restaurant bills and hotel bills and private jet. Like I don't need the driver. I can drive myself.
But they gave you 4
But my
cars.
God.
Or 3 or 4,
3
however
cars.
many it was.
And I mean, I don't know anything about cars, but they all sounded like expensive cars.
Look, I agree with Mario on it. It feels dirty, but I'm still
Evo
signing that
said
deal.
I'd sign that deal with my own blood.
100%. 100%.
Champ said that much money I can buy a new wife. Yeah, true.
Oh
True.
man, that is a deal. That is quite the deal. Oh my gosh, that's wild.
What? I'd be ordering just $1,000 bottle of wines.
Who's to say they
constantly.
can't start an American football league?
Well,
if they wanted to.
I don't know about league, but aren't they buying into NFL teams? I thought they bought into a team. I'm about to Google this. Man, I don't want to misspeak, even though I just.
Well, what if they want to start their own league? Not anytime soon, and they start paying the best players, whatever.
I mean, they kind of tried this with Live, right? And then they ended up having to just buy the PGA. Like maybe they just buy the NFL.
I mean, they could.
Roger Goodell speaking in Arabic. Y'all ready for it?
Yeah, so on July 6, 2023, the PIF launched their sports investment group, and it seems that there's a lot of talk that that the NFL is going to be what they try to move into next.
No surprise.
You know what's weird? It's like, Jerry Jones and all the other guys think they're so tight, but what happens when the person who represents $650 billion walks through the door? Because that's what the PIF does.
Yeah.
It's scary.
This is depressing me for some reason.
I really do. No, that's disrespectful. I like the pattern, the checker red and white pattern. I don't know what you call it, though, so I'm just going to stop. Good on you, Neymar. I suppose.
Good for you, for sure.
Yeah, maybe not good on you. Good for you.
Yeah, not good on you at all.
Yeah, you're right. My bad, boys. All right, that's the bench coming next. More
OTB, OT.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. The read's so nice we do it twice because we love All-Star. And they were the main sponsor of the show. That's why you see me over my shoulder every day here on YouTube. That's why we talk about it all the time. It's why, actually, it's funny. It's not in my contract that I have to go there, but I did choose to bring my business there, both purchasing that Sienna a few years ago and now. I just got a message the other day, bro. It's crazy. I think my lease is up on the Camry. So we got to see what's next.
Ooh, I might be coming up too, Coach.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. You know where to go.
Maybe we can go in together.
You know where to go.
Would you let me choose your vehicle?
Hell no.
Why?
That's like a big decision.
Yeah, you don't think I can handle it? I'm the father of many. I know what works, what doesn't work.
It's true. It's true. It just feels like I don't want anybody deciding that for me. But I guess in terms of like candidates, you would be near the top of the list.
Appreciate that. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can lease a new Toyota Camry for $489 per month. That's right, you can get a brand new Toyota Camry for only $489 per month. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're
is a taco more than just a taco when it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour.
Sandigrove, join us for the next edition of Live at Lunch from Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Scott Rabelais, Randy McKay, and Wes Reynolds join us for the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Time for my seconds, minutes, hours, go to the almighty dollar in the almighty power of that chopper, sister, brother, son, daughter, father, motherfucker, copper, got the Maserati dancing on the bridge, pop it, tell the coppers
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
All right.
Finally,
Max Day.
We arrive. Yes, best Max Day song ever for the weight room right here. Slapping your chest.
Chalk going everywhere. Why do we get the chalk, you rub it on the bar, then you shake your head like it's like self-affirmation a little bit. Like, yeah.
Oh,
I would black out right now.
God, it feels good.
I would straight blackout before the bar even got off the top rack.
Oh my God, man.
Go Super Saiyan, dude.
Got a little jacked up 3D in my system. Whew.
Who's Hansel Emmanuel? I didn't read whoever put this in there.
I put it. He plays for Austin P. He played for Northwestern State last year. He is a college basketball player with one arm.
One arm, yeah.
Oh, I've seen that guy.
Hansel Emmanuel.
And according to this NIL evaluation
Top
from
10, right?
he's number 2.
Oh, is he?
Behind Bronny James.
Yeah.
What?
He was number 10 for a while.
$1.2 million.
Hell yes, dude. NIL keeps winning. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Curse Light. Visit here at Telter, Blue Moon Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. You can leave a Millie Blank.
Champ Chalk is cheating.
Would you have an issue playing for an NFL team if the Saudis owned it? Regular contract, nothing crazy. No.
Wait. Y'all, look, I don't know about
Drew
y'all
P
act
again.
like these NFL owners that own these teams currently
Yeah,
are
I mean,
all
they're-
just
no, they're all greasy.
We've talked about it a lot. Dan Snyder owned Washington for years. He just got rid of it. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to make my dream come true. Playing
Exactly.
In the NFL. I can't worry about principled stands.
you're gonna do a background check on every single person you ever worked for.
Unfortunately. How do we know that Gordy Rush isn't owned by the Saudis? There's a
Then
lot
we're
of
talking.
talk. I've heard rumors. A lot of smoke on the street.
Yep. I hadn't seen him in 6 months. He might be over there right now.
Ask
I don't
the
know.
bench. Perkins for Heisman. Who on our defense best resembles Jared Verse, and how do you game plan for him? I mean, if you're really worried about an edge rusher, there's many ways to handle it. Jake could speak to it better than I could, but I mean, you can always chip with a back, get a little help with a tight end. What you don't want to do is do what far too many teams do and leave the tight end on Jared Verse alone. I will never understand when teams do that. For some reason, some teams do.
They're setting your player up for failure.
But yeah, I mean, you can chip, you can slide towards a guy if he's beast enough. But then obviously you open yourself up to
bottom line.
counterattacks.
Bottom line. Your tackles are good enough to handle them one-on-one. Challenge them every single day. Let them know who's coming. If it becomes a problem, then you adjust. But game planning, you shouldn't have to game plan even against a rusher like that because of who you have as your bookend tackles. So if it becomes a problem, then the things we're talking about, tight end, back presence, you help. You should not have to have that. If your tackles are who we think they are, you go out there and 95% of the game, you're blocking them one-on-one.
Switcher P says, that's Hansel. He's so hot right now. And then Bilbo Baggins saying, saw D's. That's good.
I like it.
Ask the
Are you
bench.
sure? Was he just saying that's how you were saying Saudis?
No, the Saudis nuts, I think is what he's saying. Ask the bench. Squat, deadlift, bench, max today.
Okay, let me get you there in my head.
I still think I could
I don't know
easily
deadlift.
get-
I've never been a deadlifter.
No,
really.
me neither.
Like,
We didn't do a lot of that in college.
no, we didn't. Moffitt didn't like it, and I didn't like it either. So shout out to Tommy.
Yeah, I never really understood the point of deadlifting.
We did some of it, but we didn't do a ton.
No, it was
of
clean.
it.
It's clean squat
Yeah.
and bench that matters. Today,
Bench?
I know I could still do 315. I'm guessing.
I
I
couldn't.
don't know if I could do much above 315.
God, it is so bad. Like 315 used to be for reps.
Yeah.
I'll probably get you 250.
So squat 400.
Oh, squat, I still got you. I still got you on squat.
How much you think though?
I get 500.
Boy, 500 still.
I would tear both my hamstrings, but I could do it.
Ask the bench.
Low center of gravity.
Doesn't it sound inorganic to ask what type of sunscreen brand is the best? I don't know what that question even means.
Look, I mean, I've said it before. Sunscreen blocks the most powerful thing that we know in the sun. Do we really know what's in it?
Well, I think, we know it's. I mean, literally, yes.
I mean, but do we?
This conversation,
There's
man.
ingredients.
But do we?
There's ingredients on the bottle.
Yeah, but
Yes.
do you know what all those ingredients are?
Well, I get like the organic, like mineral kind. But no, to be fair, no.
I only know one brand. I think it's a Banana Boat. So I'll say that's the best brand. That's the only brand of sunscreen I know.
I thought after the last conversation we had last segment, you'd like the brand with the little girl getting her bottoms pulled off by the dog. But, I don't know. It's just.
T-Bob, you're going to put me in a bad spot, dude. I didn't do anything.
What? Are you saying that having to, forcing one of your friends to deny pedophilia is a bad place to be?
10 seconds left.
It's the old, I don't, my opponent, I'm not accusing him of having sex with a pig because I think he did. I just want to hear him say that he didn't have sex with a pig. It's funny.
OTB, OT.
Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care, PatientPlusUC.com, PatientPlusUC.com, where you will see the difference. Shout out to the Patel family. Like I said yesterday, keep me honest on the Camara takes. Keep me healthy when it comes to me and my family's health. You go in, walk-ins are always welcome. Maybe you've already got your digital profile. Well, then you already know what you're getting. You're getting top-notch service. You're getting the best facilities in the game. You're signing in at a touch of the button on your phone. You're in, you're out, you're better. If you don't, you can sign up online. You can schedule times online. Or, again, just walk in and do it. You're going to be blown away. I'm telling you. And they're located throughout the city now. More always over at Patient Plus Urgent Care, PatientPlusUC.com.
And go to the website to find that location near you. We can promise you, if you're in the Baton Rouge area, though, there's going to be one that is convenient for you. They're all about convenience over at Patient Plus. They're going to be there for you in an inconvenient time. That's what they're all about. Walk-ins always welcome. Go to the website, PatientPlusUC.com. Get in and get better.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me